And welcome to week 7
Let's go.
of the LCS. This is our final week of regular season play before we move on to our bracket knockout.
Dann schickt die LCS zu MSI, hoffentlich ziehen ein und Line.
Shopify Rebellion goes up against Disguised as the two teams battle for the last opportunities to make it into that bracket stage through the group play that we have here so far. But
Wir gewinnen gegen Profis,
we
was?
have a conflict at the top of the standings. It's Team Liquid
Crazy.
Alienware going up against C9, with both teams still being able to clinch first place.
The conflict of the century. I mean, the trash.
War schon mal in LA? Nein,
Your
auf gar keinen
mid-lane
Fall kriegst du
interview
mich
at the beginning of the day with
in die
APA
USA.
Quinn was just fire. Quinn was
Ich habe
like,
keinen Wunsch zu sterben.
it's just a normal match. But at least APA was like, yeah, it's because I clean him every time. I'm gonna clap him up. So honestly, I'm super excited for this one. People are actually really curious. Can Cloud9 go undefeated this regular season? Because as much as they do get flamed for crashing out in playoffs, it always
this ain't playoffs, baby.
This ain't
Not
playoffs.
yet.
This is the regular season. And yeah, they have been looking really, really good. They are our only undefeated team thus far. Picks and bans kicking off here. A lot of kind of unique bans here coming out from TL, you know, targeting APA.
Also ich sehe offen Caitlyn Bard, ich sehe Jarvan offen. Ich sehe Jarvan offen, ich sehe Rumble offen. Oh, Saris Thanatos spielt halt gerne Cassandra rein, das weiß ich. Ich bin aber nicht unbedingt der größte Freund von Cassandra hinter Rumble.
This means obviously champions like Rumble, champions like Pantheon are up in
Jarvan bitte. Jarvan bitte. Ja, Tag bis jetzt blendend. Wie war denn deiner? Jarvan.
Could change things a bit. Of course, we do see still a lot of, you know, Lucian combos, and that's been banned out, so we're not necessarily expecting something like that Melio to come out. But Varus is up and available here too, and is a possible flex.
And honestly, I'm looking at Team Liquid's side, and they very
Danke.
well could build a Rumble Yone combo.
Das finde ich super, by the way, weil dieser Varus kann nämlich auch easy Toplane gehen.
In those combinations, getting
Gegen Rumble.
first tier to be able to build around gives you a lot of options as far as you can.
Ja, aber also, ja, ich weiß, wovon du redest natürlich.
But you don't have to.
Dieser Rumble kann easy dieser Varus kann easy Toplane gehen und ich hoffe, dieser Varus geht Toplane, aber Sven hat auch einen ganz guten Varus gespielt. Also beides ist okay für mich. Persönlich größerer Freund von dem Toplane Varus natürlich. Jose Deodo spielt Lee Sin. Die könnten Lee Sin spielen. Die könnten auch Sejuani spielen in Game 1. Yon Sejuani Game 1.
APA, of course,
Aha.
the ability to counterpick here with the third pick.
Blind Pick Yon 1-2 oder 2-3.
You know, doesn't have something specific prepared. Because two of these kind of common mid laners that you might see picked into him have already been banned away by TL.
Wow, das sind 3 disgusting Picks, oder nicht?
Makes a lot of sense. You know, when you do have Rumble Yone, you generally want to focus on those solo lanes.
Looking at the Ezreal set,
Ezreal ergibt Sinn, of course, aber
season 12 on this champion, really poor performance so far in the LCS across this entire spring split for Ezreal, having such a low win rate.
I think it's just the nature of a lot of the matchups that he's going into. You know, some of his best pairings are very frequently banned out.
mag TF.
TF is going to be the answer here from APA.
Die haben bisher sehr wenig Access. Sehr, sehr wenig Access. Sejuani Ban.
I'm really curious, you know, what they're going to be looking for.
Und dann kannst du über Maokai drüber nachdenken.
Is this going to be a Varus spot? You know, what type of side lane does
Bart, eventuell Sejuani Bart.
And I will also say, when you have pretty squishy melee soul laners like this, the team fight from TF can actually be quite good as well. You know, once you get to a couple items, you're just walking forward with rapid fire Lich Bane, you gold card whoever, your team just hits frontline, and that can be quite powerful.
Team Liquid as well for Core JJ. If they can get.
Ich habe gedacht, dass die Weiban, aber ich mag Weiban nicht. Okay, und ich würde immer noch Sejuani Second Ban. Und dann kannst du Bart auf 4 picken, theoretisch, wenn du willst. Problem ist nur, du kannst halt auch Toplane, sie könnten auch Toplane, also sie können hier Toplane picken, right? Ich kann mir gut vorstellen, dass sie am besser gehen wollen, eventuell. Ich meine, sie haben genug CC, also wären okay am besser Game. Also dann Bart auf 4, am besser 5. Mayhaps, okay, sie bannen am besser, okay. Ich mag Sejuani Ban hier. Alle Birne. Huntermann wegen der Ulti. Nein. Sejuani. Sejuani, sonst sind 3 gegen 3 Topside anspielbar. Unspielbar. Auf ein Event in der Nähe ist das Finale. Das ist um 19. glaube ich. 14.
Engaged junglers are going to be the band.
Oh, okay.
As well as the Nocturne here from Jose.
Bard auf 4.
Of course, you can just go common picks that pair with the Rumble. Things like Wukong are
Bard
still
auf 4.
very, very popular. And Jose has
Das Blaber Sage und nein. Ich will Sejani Banda mit Rosse, der oder die nicht spielt.
the kind of like
Bard auf 4.
engage support for core this split has been
Die sollten Bard bannen, to be honest.
available if he wants to go that sort of direction. So I feel like, you know, with the bans,
Ja, jetzt ist schwierig. Ich mag Cassante hier gar nicht.
on both
Ornn ist okay, aber dann haben sie wenig Damage. Die brauchen Damage. Ja, die gehen wahrscheinlich Cassante, oder? Die gehen wahrscheinlich Cassante. Oder sie picken AD Carry. Ich fände hier AD Carry. Ich fände hier eine Saya Rakan potenziell nicht verkehrt. Ich fände, no joke, ich fände Saya überhaupt nicht verkehrt. Varus top schicken, Saya, fände ich überhaupt nicht verkehrt. Wie wär's? Das ist sehr, ich bin mir fast sicher, das ist Varus top. Okay. Weiß ich nicht. Kann okay sein. Gerade Playable into Rumble, mag das Matchup nicht, ist fake meiner Meinung nach. Das ist nicht Varus top, aber es sollte Varus top sein. Noah, danke für den zweiten.
Bit of an atypical situation. Pantheon still up and available here in that last round, but Jose has just been so good on some of these picks. Wukong feels like the one that makes most sense.
Nein.
It's pretty standard.
Disagree. Okay, das ist besser. Well, gehen sie Nico. Sie gehen Nico, okay. Ich mag Nautilus einigermaßen, finde ich okay. Ja, okay. Well, wer ist der beste Spieler der Lobby? Thanatos. Ich finde beide Drafts spielbar. Tatsächlich. Ja. Sie haben relativ wenig Tools für den TF später. Also wenn TF hier einigermaßen gut ins Game kommt, Free Win für C9. Absoluter Free Win für C9, wenn der TF einigermaßen gut ins Game reinkommt. Ja, ich mag den Draft von C9.
I feel like I like the Cloud9 side of the draft better. What about you guys?
Nautilus besser in Lane als in Leona. Hallo Rainbow.
But if that engage does not go smoothly, I think you are going to get destroyed in these fights.
And I'm going to be looking a lot.
Oh, und Nico besser als Leona, ja.
Can he create some, some positive plays here for TL to get them out of what should be, I feel like, a lot of just map pressure available to Cloud9 with their solo lanes especially, and then getting Twisted Fate to be able to ult around. Well, you can make a lot of plays too off Pantheon and Nico. The last couple picks here for TL, Core JJ, as well as Jose.
Kannst du Quadrat malen?
The ability to make some big plays for the team.
They really do, and I think that the point of power for TL is going to be their bottom lane, because both your soul lanes got counterpicked. You need to get some power down on that bot side. Vulcan, to me, this pick is much more about the team comp than it is about the 2v2. And when you have Ezreal Nico, yeah, it's not Ezreal Karma levels of oppressive, but if you are hitting your poke, it is very powerful.
And TL, of course, they will have a very big wombo combo later for the mid-game team fights, like we were talking about. With the Nico.
Das ist okay, oder?
Yone here,
Mal mitarbeiten.
Big rumble damage on them.
Eins noch. Eins noch.
Checking in on junglers. We've got both of them starting on their buffs here in the top quadrants of the map, so they'll both be
Das ist okay.
top towards this bottom side, which means that this bottom lane.
Die Kurve oben, ja, weiß ich.
Pressure being on for Team Liquid to be.
Bisschen Gicht in den Fingern drin.
Could be a point of contention.
Über die obere Linie, die Kacke ist, ist auch schwierig. Aber fangen wir mal oben an.
They both have very effective early game pre-6 gankers.
Yep, and
ich zieh automatisch runter, what the fuck.
It is the circle of success, because it is our top 3 teams here. Exactly. C9 beat Lion, you know, to kick off the split. But
ja, es ist eher ein Rechteck, ne? Ja, es ist eher ein Rechteck statt ein Quadrat. Naja, passt schon.
even field at the top of the table. Will
Das
all
passt
of
schon.
these teams have taken a game off each other, or will
Ja, Bot ist klar, dass sie reingepusht werden. Ezreal Nico.
it split?
Exactly.
Classic.
In the full circle like you're
Top-Lane Hard-Winning für Aurora. Mitte ist fein für den TF. Nicht Hard-Winning, nicht Hard-Losing. Es ist einfach fein. Und Jungle ist Jarvan schneller im Early-Game. Ihr seht schon, der Speed-Diff.
Will C9 step up in
We'll see
playoffs?
that joke or not.
Wir müssen jetzt sofort aufhören, über C9 in den Playoffs zu reden. Es reicht.
Fortunately there,
Es reicht.
the stats would be favoring them unconditionally if they can take TL down.
It just feels more complete to have the full circle.
Ich habe ein Herz, ich kriege ein gutes Herz hin.
The very beginning of the split is when we started that circle with the opener from Cloud9 and Lion, and feels nice here in the last week of the split.
Entschuldigung, bin ich jetzt nicht so gewohnt, Leuten ein Herz zu schicken.
It's like starter.
Das zweite Tesla gerade war gut.
You've got the Lion, you've got the horse, and you've got a
the
gank
Jarvan.
coming into the bottom lane.
Guter Gank.
Morgan flashes forward, but he
Guter
goes
Gank.
onto Jan, and Blabber shows
Wow, der Hook.
he's ready to
Bullshit.
blood, and they're gonna go ahead and give it over to Sven.
Let's fucking go. Eine kleine Nautschilus-Lane auf Botlane und die enttäuschen nicht.
5 camps, top to bot. You know,
Alrighty.
those Krugs, so came a little bit earlier than
Hallo, Mika.
I was expecting. Thought they would be able to crash that wave.
Alrighty.
Instead, get punished here. Jan
Der hat niemals connected. Wir beschweren uns nicht.
Getting first blood is so big for C9.
Yeah.
Du wirst double crapped. Das ist nicht super geil, aber ja.
Timers here to get the surprise. Always worth it if you get a very, quick first blood like that. You get the bonus money. You get some really good momentum for your bottom lane. And yeah, your Krugs are going to be a little desynced, but he's still going to try and walk up and cross to the top crab. I think because your
Oh, war ja. Q-Smite ist weg.
already down here.
Was?
He yoinks it anyway!
Oh mein Gott. Big.
From Blabber there.
Disgusting Missmite. Aber big.
There, Blabber just walks
Yeah.
up, yoinks,
Come on.
back into the jungle.
That feels so good as a jungler. You have to skip your camp. You're delayed to the scuttle. You still get there and take it away. So everything.
Alrighty.
And Sven is now, winning in that 2v2 thanks to the gank, and he's playing TP. So even though Core was able to get back and freeze that wave, it's not that big of a deal because Sven just TP's back and is going to look to. Oh God.
Okay,
This is a
it
big
might
deal.
be a big deal now. Sven flashes away, and he
no.
just ends up
Yay.
wasting the summoner. He teleports back, he dies. He flashes away, dies to the Nico auto anyway. Heaven just went to hell in the blink of an eye.
I mean, that is just so rough from Sven.
Der hat offiziell EU-Verbot.
Only window of opportunity on this
Reicht.
is killing him right there. Your buy is
Offiziell EU-Verbot.
and you TP back and he just over pushes. I kind of want to see what the start was. Maybe he thought Core had based or something, but you've got to play with some respect.
Rage Counter 1. Was?
Until you're
Was
supported
Rage?
with you.
Keeping
Rich.
track of Nico is always the name of the game. Man,
That's
I gotta
brutal.
feel like a lot of the things the lounge started as far as conversations
Sehr gut.
kind of came true in this game as Quid is getting very low.
Yeah.
APA kommt gut ins Game rein. Erneut. TF im Midgame ist sehr OP.
It's not like APA can just flash forward and one-tap him without a card locked at least, but
Der war später so mäßig seit America's Cup.
Yeah, okay, let's see it again. So it is just going to be a Nico minion trick, but
Hä?
yeah, I mean, Sven
One,
just
two,
can't
three,
be up
four-
this far.
Hä?
3, 4 melees.
Yeah,
Aber bitte.
you just can't be up that far. I mean, that is a really bad
Hä?
mistake. I know they were having this discussion. Jat was kind of saying, hey, like Sven doesn't deserve some of the criticism.
Aber bitte.
Well, this is a big time mistake. After your jungler
Ja.
shoots first blood, you should be winning this 2v2.
Fucking horrible.
He just steps up too far and gives over a freebie.
now Morgan in danger as Thanatos goes between worlds. Blabber
Schön.
follow it up. Nice use of the flash
Wie gut.
there to redirect the EQ combo.
Wie gut.
See that he follows Morgan's summoner spell and the
Schön eingeflasht.
to Thanatos.
And the conversation they were having about, did losing last week as Sven.
Oh, Core with a flash! Goes for the Tangle Barbs onto Sven. The Varus down to 250 HP, trying to get away. Fires back a piercing arrow.
Danke, Vulcan, aber er ist trotzdem tot, oder?
But over the wall is Jose Diodo.
Ja, er ist trotzdem tot.
Can he find the snipe that he needs here onto Sven? Charges it up.
Oh.
No,
Er ist nicht tot.
not quite. Just barely misses the hitbox.
Yeah, that was close. And we'll see. Is Core going to be able to interrupt him here?
Blabber
Oh.
is walking. You see him on the minimap. He's
Ja, Blauber ist da. Und wenn er den Smite bekommt, ist er Level 6.
wave.
Nope, alle Upgrades Smite.
Sven keeping
Apu, danke für die 140.
one auto attack
Was?
away from death. Vulcan's ready to engage and APA
Come on, Bully Boy.
the stun there onto
Bam.
Diodo as Blabber is ready to follow
Was?
up. Jose was
Ah.
pushed away, but APA and Blabber are
Zack.
still in pursuit.
Gib den Kill ab. Okay, GG.
There's no shield this time and APA is on the board.
1-0 TF. Ich sag, es ist free. Es ist so free. Es ist fucking free.
You stick around too long after a play. I mean, they didn't
Es
have
ist
to
free.
anywhere close for the tower dive. They had to push so much and going to steal the Krugs as well. That's just way too
Kein, sehr limitierter Engage gegen TF, der halt ins Midgame kommt.
I mean, that was really well done. APA didn't even lose minions. Like, he had the wave pushed out first before that roam, so is able to get back, collects that wave, and not only...
He's Rumble early behind. Matchup is hard losing.
And they don't even spend a flash.
Und der wurde gerade gegankt. Hä? Schaust du das Game?
Looked like it was going to be Sven dying.
Oder hörst du mir zu? Ich habe beides gesagt.
Out of control, but instead, Blabber and APA get down there and flip the play on its head.
And Blabber is just playing so well this game. Blabber has absolutely been smurfing. Desyncing Krug's timer, going for the gank bottom. He has successful gank on top side.
Okay, hard losing ist vielleicht ein bisschen Cap, aber so 10, 15 CS down. Matchup.
Not getting behind in CS, and now he's level 6 on the Jarvan here, so you've got the combo plays available. Twisted Fate Ultimate #1 was very successful for APA. It was pretty early in the game too, so that's always really nice for him. He got the kill credit, and you notice he has a Dark Seal, so 2 stacks in your Dark Seal. It's a very, very good scenario for the opener of a Twisted Fate game.
Yeah, and it's actually even more important, I feel like, to have a successful first ult when you're going for this build. He has no CDR, right? You're going to be going Swifties into Roa. So your CDR comes in very late with this style of build, which means any failed ultimate is that much more punishing.
And unfortunately for Team Liquid, when you look at the scoreboard, the only meaningful gold lead, the only gold lead at all...
Nächste TF-Ulti hoch. Morgen einmal töten. Problem ist, sie haben wenig Damage. Ich glaube, die brauchen 3 Mann. Realistisch brauchen sie 3 Mann.
Core can find a big ultimate there with a Pop Blossom and really make something happen.
5 Minuten ESC geschaut, mein Beileid.
Found itself here in the early game. Thanatos up 600 gold. APA singing the same song over in mid lane as Blabber takes this opportunity to go for the Void Grubs, and it looks like nobody on TL is going to contest.
Yeah, with TL's focus, I think they should just go Dragon. I mean, they've got the Ezreal plus Nico bottom lane pressure, so they can just push on bottom side. I mean, also Quid is in a fine condition at the moment, even though APA does have push on the wave.
Ja, ich glaube, die brauchen auf jeden Fall den Jarvan auf Toplane, sonst killen die morgen nicht zu zweit. Ziemlich sicher. Interessant, dass die Grubbies hier Prion.
It does mean once Quid is on
sehr, sehr, sehr interessant.
just not really having any kill threat ever again. So Quid is going to be farming up, and now it is kind of that trade-off of how much ahead can APA get his teammates before Quid shows up to a team fight and becomes a real problem.
1,000 gold lead total for C9 right now. 9 minutes into the game. That first dragon claimed not particularly fast, so even if Team Liquid is able to acquire the first couple, it's not going to be one of those super early game souls that we sometimes see game states revolving around. Nobody has hit first.
TF10 ist down, so.
Yone is already full build, does have the Vamp Scepter in the inventory.
Die man so lasset.
Be able to sustain a little better here.
And look at this rotation we're getting off of the reset here. Look at the bottom lanes. Cloud9 are doing this patented play. TL actually do this a lot. Sending their
Wegen seinem Roam. Nein, nicht wegen seinem Roam. Bitte, 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 bitte. Hör auf mich zu rage-baiten. Du kannst nicht so clueless sein, bitte. Hör auf mich zu rage-baiten. Der hat bei seinem Roam literally keinen einzigen Creep verloren. Und wir haben sie gezeigt, on-stream und darüber geredet. Bitte, du kannst nicht so dumm sein. Hör auf zu rage-baiten.
Honestly, I feel like this is them giving TL a little taste of their own medicine. Because I've seen them do that play so many times. And Flash is investing in Sven. He's able to hit the snipe. Flash and Varus ultimate gets them the kill. And gonna earn them some momentum.
Wieso stoppt mir das so ab, Herr? Naja, ist sie nicht, oder? Würde ich nicht unbedingt unterschreiben. Also du hast Rumble natürlich und dann hast du theoretisch dann Aurora dagegen, aber ansonsten ist es mostly AD, oder nicht? Cassante, war Ornus, I guess, noch technically AP. Cassante, Sion, Nar, dann Vayne, Varus, was haben wir noch? Ambessa, Yorick, Jace, sowas. Renekton. Nautilus und zu Nico gepickt. Oder Playoff mit.
Yeah, that's also a cost of investing so much onto the top side of the map. You see all these.
Lane Simon passt, aber schaut Mitte. Geht Sven schon. Passt. Ja, ist eher Range Heavy.
From behind APA, there is nowhere for him to go. Investing the flash for the Nico though, so it's not like it was super duper.
Ja, bisher sehr gutes Game vom Vulcan und vom Blauer.
Investing obviously the ultimate and the
Wenn ich unnötigerweise den Nautilus hätte, ist Champ besser als ich denke. Well, der Champ geht halt 8 Deaths, wenn er mal behind fällt. Aber wenn du einen klaren Gameplan hast und den auch durchziehst, dann ist das decent, denke ich. Mag Enchanter persönlich mehr auf den Patches, aber ist okay.
Both Sundered Skies are done in the jungle. You can see your MasterCard power spike there for Sven completing the Ghost Blade on that Varus. And we already talked a little bit in draft. Isaac, you brought it up. When you don't have a true tank on your team, the gold cards from the Twisted Fate are always going to find valuable targets. The same can be said for the piercing arrows from the Varus.
ETL kommt es aber schon aus. Aber in meinem Kopf muss der nicht engagen hier, oder? In meinem Kopf ist sein Job, eigentlich nur entweder auf Goldkarten drauf zu ulten oder zu peelen, wenn dann eine Pantheon-Ulti draufkommt. Beziehungsweise Jon-Ulti. So stelle ich mir den Teamfight später von Vulcan vor. Ich glaube, range-technisch sind die so überlegen.
Exactly. Dodge a gold card too. Okay.
Everybody
does no damage if it doesn't hit you.
We dodged the gold card by wherever Twisted Fate is. That's where I'm not.
You dodge Twisted Fate entirely. The whole character model shouldn't be on your screen.
Honestly, though,
was war gebannt? Seraphine Barde. Seraphine Bart. Karma. Ich überlege gerade, war Lulu gebannt in 4-5? Nee, Lulu war offen. Also Lulu Lane wäre theoretisch offen gewesen. Lush Mido wäre theoretisch offen gewesen. Ja.
You know, if you can blow some summoner spells or get a kill around this lead-up time to the dragon, can try and keep that stacking going for Team Liquid.
Vielleicht einfach so ein Side-Effekt von Varus offen.
This is his record, you know, when he was on TL, almost a 60% win rate, and then this is his record versus, you know, NA only has played
so much better. 100%.
Exactly, 100% win rate. They played that one best of 3 that they did win.
Soft-Quitter geben Sinn hier.
Looking to continue his winning ways here. You know,
Lucian mal Band? Oh, Lucian mal Band? Okay. Aber ich weiß, ja, okay. Dann ist Lucian Mido nicht kein Ding gewesen. Ja.
Because I think when you thought about preseason expectations, people would have assumed that TL really was the big winner out of this swap.
But as we've seen,
Edge of Night second by Sven.
A lot of stinker games here and there. I would say on Yone.
But his Yone smells great.
Ich find's verrückt, wie wenig Damage der Varus, also der Varus sieht nach so 0 Damage aus, oder nicht?
He has a very good chance
krank.
of still turning this game around. I mean, it is.
Dies ist schon krank.
Praises of Cloud9 a lot in this early game, especially for Blabber and Thanatos as well, but it's only 1,000 gold has been the result of all this positive stuff for Cloud9. And still, if you hit a Wombo combo with this Wombo combo team, you've got Rumble, Yone, and Nico combination here. It very well could be huge, and you could erase that lead very quickly. Plus, they have the Dragons going in their favor, as we said, and the Cloud one is currently here and waiting during the setup, but nobody really getting into a dangerous spot.
Eigentlich mit Counter-Top und TF kommt ist GG, warum?
Waiting, lying in wait here.
Wieso?
If anybody steps up.
Ist doch fein oder nicht, die kommt?
I mean, I completely agree. You know, we talk a lot.
Also Matches Highline ist jetzt nicht so geil gegen den Jon, aber ansonsten kommt technisch. Teamfight spielen ist doch fein oder nicht?
Hits one good Pop Blossom, catching multiple carries. Equalizer is there, Pantheon is there, Yone is there. You all die instantly. So you have got to be careful about that engage. That really is the scary part, as TL will grab their second dragon of the game, and it is going to be Ocean Soul, which would not be their preferred soul, I think, in a comp.
Ja, mal Roaming 5 mit 3 Items. Boah, aber engaged er oder wer engaged für ihn? I mean, Sideline, wie gesagt, aber TF-Ulti, also Aurora auf Sideline schicken gegen ihn.
Nice early on. Pop Blossom from Core JJ only hits Blabber, and the Jarvan still has the EQ combo ready to disengage.
Find's nicht so straight up.
But he got the flash off.
Also ich glaube, es ist sehr, sehr viel Execution.
Alt in there, and Core says, no, we're turning on you, and I think APA got a bit nervous, so he instantly flashed out of that. So I would say still win for TL for sure.
Okay. And it's interesting too because Quid also teleports. So teleport long cooldown for the Yone. And when we're looking at the side lanes, as now they're going for an ulti.
Yep, they're going to dive in there immediately. Jose Diodo arrives with the ult. APA is
relativ teurer Play.
And he's out of there. Team Liquid
in die Top CS.
To the bottom lane and gets a kill.
Yeah, they commit hard. They use their other teleport. So TL will be out of teleports. They've used you know, everything here versus Cloud9 still have Thanatos and Sven's teleport, but they get their kill. They get their kill on the bottom. First tower bonus still to Cloud9. So that kind of like evens the gold and kept it fairly similar there. Morgan will finish off this one, but now he's getting teleported on. The teleports are on the other side.
Teleports will
noch
continue
Flash.
until the lane improves. Morgan trying to get away from this one. Thanatos, though, has plenty of damage to knock that Rumble down.
And they still have more. APA's got one.
Ja, das Fight ist halt ohne Thanatos, ne? Ich weiß nicht, ob ich den Fight so geil finde. Okay.
Yon trying to get away. Fate sealed from Quid. It's a whiff. He finds his follow-up damage into Blabber, knocks him down to 25% HP, but the ultimate itself not landing a knock-up, not finding a true engage.
Ja, ich bin ein bisschen, ich finde es interessant, ne? Beide, Flash darüber. Oh mein Gott. Das ist ja perfekte Anti-Synergy. Boah, Execution ist war hier relativ low. Ich finde es sehr interessant, weil beide Toplaner haben keinen Deathfire Touch dabei.
Commitment from Vulcan felt like a bit forced to me when Blabber was low and he's kind of one of your strong members. Blabber couldn't really do a lot.
Ja, Thanatos kann nicht ficken.
Immediately has to flag and drag out. And the Varus TF just
ja, Electrocute finde ich jetzt, also wie gesagt, beide ein bisschen allergisch gegen DFT, weiß ich nicht warum.
but Thanatos is really becoming a problem here.
Also ich bin auf Punkt 10, das ist genervt. Right? Ich glaube, das ist Punkt 10er Patch, warte. Wir müssen warten. Das geht, ich sag's euch, wer Patch es ist, weil ihr seht's nicht, weil mein Cam drüber ist. Moment, da steht gerade W7. Wenn es 10er Patch ist, ist es halt wieder genervt, das Electrocute. Und es müsste 10er Patch sein, die spielen immer live. Eventuell deswegen. Ist 10, I mean, dann ist es doppelt genervt das DFT. Könnte daran liegen. Sollten fighten oder nicht, die haben APA-Ulti. Thanatos läuft hoch. Ulti gleich wieder ab.
Kind of fun seeing some new support tech here as Vulcan has picked up his Doran's helm.
Schaut auf Core JJ. Ja.
APA's ready to enter now. Has the ultimate, but the counter attack from Core JJ.
Core JJ.
APA is locked up, burst down, 1-for-1 trade here at the very start. But
Finde ich weird da reinzulassen, also finde ich, ja.
Gonna feel happy about that one as Core JJ sees the opportunity.
Trade ist okay, right, aber
Attempted move there.
Okay, 1-for-1 at the moment.
Sie wissen, dass Thanatos da drin ist, oder nicht?
Oh, Vulcan with the Hex flash into the dredge line. Doesn't find Yon. Well-timed arcane shift to react to that one. But everybody's still in the area. Jose Dioto still at his red buff right now. Doesn't have the Grand Starfall here just yet. Engage coming in from Blabber. Lots of damage on the grid. They nearly got him. Thanatos on a killing spree as Jose Dioto.
Siehst du, also wie gesagt, es ist glaube ich, sehr Execution-heavy hier. Und es ist nicht so leicht für TL, wie ihr euch vorstellt. Solid. Sehr solid. Auf Rumble DFT spielen, ja.
Yeah, Quid just has not been able to hit these Fate Seals. These ultimates have just been barely whiffing, haven't been able to lock people down, and then it just felt like TL felt that they were committed. Jose is going to flash in and trade his life to kill off Blabber.
APA wanting to use that Summoner Spellbook Ghost.
Problem ist eher, dass der TF nicht gut im Game ist. Das ist ein Riesenproblem hier. Ich sag, würde der TF hier ja so ein paar Creeps mehr haben, wäre ich hier ziemlich zufrieden, weil dann, also ich glaube, auf 3 Items ist dieser TF hier wirklich ein potenzieller Gamebreaker. Nee, Jose Dioto ist kein Rookie. Die Aurora-Ulti hat ihn gekillt, ne? Erst während die Aurora-Ulti rausgekommen ist, ist er zurückgeht. Lol. Sven hat sein Q gemisst, deswegen ist Blabber gestorben.
Two bulls for one Matador.
That's not a good trade.
And I think so far this whole game, Blabber's mechanics have been really good. He's had lots of good jukes, and his early game was well planned out too.
And Vulcan will be happy. He got to take down Jose, and he gave us a quote last week where he said the biggest goal.
Ja, in der optimalen Welt hätte der jetzt schon sein Ziel fertig und wäre bald auf Rapid Fire. Für den nächsten Drake hat er Rapid Fire und dann müssen wir schauen, wie Execution aussieht bei TL, right?
But then Jose was also interviewed.
Ich denke, hier den Drake zu geben ist richtige Entscheidung.
I can't remember which outlet actually did the interview on this, but where he was talking about. Oh,
wait, hold on.
Geht auf Core JJ oder nicht? Boah, das ist. Ja. Wäre Gathering dabei, richtige Entscheidung, denke ich. Ich glaube, die Lane kannst du nicht gewinnen, auch mit Scorch, oder?
C9 make the move. They get their pick on Yon. Meanwhile, in the top side, Morgan's doing what he can to close that 2,000 gold gap, getting the tier 1 turret.
Yeah, so they make the investment, Twisted Fate ultimate into the middle, get their kill. In the end, of course, yeah, you give up the rest of the outer tower, but they still have pressure over mid themselves.
C9 trying to get the last little bit of damage to knock over this tier 1.
Passt.
Still standing for Team Liquid for both sides, actually. The Tier 1s in the side lanes are down, so taking over.
Also es kann jetzt natürlich eine Welt kommen, in der Pantheon-Ulti einen perfekten Engage findet oder Core JJ auf einmal eine 5-Mann-Ulti, right? Die Welt gibt es. Müssen wir uns nicht vormachen, aber ansonsten, es sieht so schwierig aus, oder nicht? Was macht AP da oben? Ey, du fucking Animal.
Yep, APA, you don't have time, Isaac. APA caught in the pop blossom with the tangle barbs.
Vielleicht noch erlebt. Tenacity die von Cleanse regelt. Super. Und TP rausbekommen. Wieder super. Ja, wollen wir das Nein machen? Aber warum? Okay, aber ihr müsst mir das immer erklären. Warum denn? Warum macht der Yon, Wominein und Yorn? Gegen die kommt, das ergibt doch gar keinen Sinn, oder? Also wie? Oder bin ich dumm? Der Ezreal wird outranged. Aber outranged und die haben keine Engage. Komm, ist wirklich nicht so leicht zu spielen, wie ihr denkt. Es schaut viel zu sehr im Vakuum. Finde ich. Wir werden sehen, wer plus hinein. Wen erwarten wir zu gewinnen? Hoffentlich hinein. Die Tools von ihm sind ziemlich solid, aber was für Tools? Was für Tools? Also, was für Tools hat er denn? Ja, auf Ezreal. Ja, aber also da ist jetzt gleich Rapid Fire fertig.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Maybe that is
simultaneously and have them hit the carries.
Yeah. Okay.
Ja, Quid gewinnt auf jeden Fall Silent.
That's what I'm hearing.
Because that's what they really do need. I mean, technically.
Quid gewinnt definitiv Sideline. Problem ist nur, sie sollten so matchen, denke ich, dass Thanatos reinmatcht und dann schaust du für einen TF-Gank mit Blabber. Ich glaube, 3 Mann into Thanatos Lane schicken ist gut. Entschuldigung, into Quid Lane reinschicken ist gut. Oh, das ist die Dorans Helm-Tag habe ich auf Ding gesehen, ja. Auf Twitter, weil dein Protoplasm direkt damit scaled mit den Extra Resistances. Eigentlich voll cool, dass er das direkt umsetzt, ne? Super cool.
APA is weak-sided right now, so he is kind of just backing it up and making sure he's not interacting.
Okay, just chilling right there. Quid, you can see, has already retreated back towards his own side of the map. When you're playing against Twisted Fate, it's just so dangerous to be pushed up.
Seitdem ist auch 170% Gold-Effizient, ja. Hat er wirklich nicht seinen Rapid Fire fertig für den nächsten Drake? Das finde ich ein bisschen concerning. Ich glaube, der nächste Fight ist playable. Wenn kein Rapid Fire kommt, ist der Fight sehr playable für Team Liquid. Ich glaube, Rapid Fire wird schwierig. Mal sehen.
Yep, Quid goes in immediately, locked up there by Vulcan. The damage onto Quid is nearly enough, but he survives with 200 HP. APA arrives on the side of the fight, but he's not close enough to finish the job. Quid very fortunate.
IPA ist Gold even mit Blabber. Boah, crazy, oder? Nein, nicht Nashen. Nicht Nashen. Normal, dass TF mit Rohr underlevelt ist Rohr schon geprockt. Ich weiß nicht, ist es geprockt? Ja, ist es dann ja. Haben ja 250 CS. Ist ja, ja.
And so it will just be this chunk onto Quid, who was kept alive thanks to that heal coming out there from Core JJ.
Exhaust used from APA just now with his spell book as Quid was.
Quid war bei 150.
So they're gonna cycle that one and Yon is actually long chasing, or it's actually Core JJ up there. A lot of pings were going down. Looks like Twisted Fate's gonna be able to walk away. They don't Pantheon ult for the long chase. And TL will, though, at least gain control.
Sind wir bei Farmhouse Gaming Gold? Well, hoffentlich setzt es um. Wie schaut's aus, Bruder? Haben wir Rapid Fire oder wie sieht's aus? Nicht pressern lassen, bitte. Brauchen mindestens 25 Sekunden für den, 20 Sekunden eher für den Nash. Nicht pressern lassen. Smite Early, Blabber, Smite. Passt. Easy. Nicht choken. Nicht choken. Easy. Ihr seid fein. Auf Rapid Fire spielen. Es ist so free. Ihr müsst hier nicht fighten. Es ist fein. Einfach Rapid Fire spielen. Easy. Dass Protoplasm plus Doran sein verboten sein, weil es auf der Backliste ist, weiß ich noch mehr? Nein, weiß ich nicht.
You know, they just kind of play it slow, allow Blabber to finish that dragon. He gets up there, and then C9 have kind of already won that exchange because.
Holy fuck, er hat immer noch kein Rapid Fire. Oh mein Gott, bitte.
The Zeal just got picked up for APA, so now he has both the components for that Rapid Fire. And the team fight just gets so much easier for TF once you have that Rapid Fire, because every time the proc is ready, you lock a gold card, you walk forward, and TL basically has to just back it up. You can kind of just create that space very easily.
And around the same time that he gets that Rapid Fire, look at the inventory for Blabber. He's nearly ready with his own Guardian Angel. So big team fighting tools almost coming online for two different components. As Vulcan finds the angle for the dredge line and Corgi.
Und schaut mal die Toplane-Waffe. Das machen sie gut, weil Toplane-Waffe ist rein. Das heißt, selbst wenn da jetzt Quit hingeht, macht es nicht den größten Unterschied, richtig? Also der muss die Wave erst reinpushen, bla bla bla, ist alles ein bisschen langsam. Super. Gute Catches.
Yeah, they can keep a lot of pressure because they do have some good range advantages here. Sven in mid lane, poke damage is going to be real. So they
Solange Sven Flash hat, mache ich mir hier wenig Sorgen.
And pretty effectively as well, as you see the bottom lane's going to get that crust knocked off too, get some more tower plates there, couple mid, couple bottom.
Cyril, das war der LDR. Also Damage-Wise wahrscheinlich LDR, oder? Ich weiß nicht, wie wichtig die Ability ist. Also Damage-Wise ist natürlich LDR immer mehr Damage. Nicht. Eine gute Frage. Ist actually eine gute Frage. Er wird wahrscheinlich Cyril das gehen, aber sollte er das gehen? Weiß ich nicht.
And it is interesting because in the interview I did earlier with APA and Quid said whoever wins game 1 is going to 2-0 the series. That was his
Rapid Fire, fertig.
You know, if that is
Bench ist bei Thanatos.
Take it back.
That is you know, not good news for his team.
No. Not at all. C9 looking good in this one. I mentioned the items earlier as they were about to come online, and sure enough, here are both of those. You've got the Guardian Angel for Blabber, Rapid Fire for APA. Up in the top lane, Banshee's Veil, third completed item for Thanatos to make sure that he can't be picked off. And the entire time, Sven is already at 2 fully completed lethality items plus Muramana, and now he's got the last Whisper too.
Yeah, and we also have to remember the playoff implications here for TL. So to have their fate fully in their hands, they need a 2-0. Otherwise, it comes down to, you know, how Lion does. Even if they win the series, it's going to depend on the results of the Lion series. So TL definitely wants to maintain control of their fate, which
wird scary, aber hat noch kein drittes Item. Aber er müsste es bald haben sogar, oder? Aber er geht Shieldbuff Hurt. Also nicht der höchste Damage-Bild, aber auf jeden Fall leichter zu teamfighten. Start finde ich gut. Dauert aber lange, ne? Ja, ja. Momentan hat das wurde Benches geprockt.
I would expect TL. I mean, they're walking over, but they... Okay, now the teleport is committed.
Passt. Gut.
And as soon as C9 sees that teleport coming in, they immediately back away from the Baron. They know better than to try to just take Baron with Rumble.
Alter, bist du ein Psychopath. Piskopath. Piskopath!
Cataclysm on the multiple targets, but now he's got to be careful. The rest of C9 right behind him, but a very nice equalizer coming in from Morgan. Blabber's going to get cooked for the Guardian Angel. Vulcan with the flash away. C9 health bars are hurting. Joseoto goes forward. Blabber gets shut down. C9's team fight just buckles, and Team Liquid get exactly what they needed.
Blabber just walked very far forward there. His positioning was pretty cocky. And TL make him pay. Jose stuns him up. The Fate Seal this time from Quid connects on multiple members, and C9 immediately have to be retreating.
I feel like Blabber wanted that.
Jetzt muss mir jemand erklären, warum der da rein ikut. Was macht der?
And he steps out, and now look, he goes back in again, and so he gets the double knockup. But then Quid ulti, he EQs into the Yone ult, so he gets pulled with the Yone ult back over here. And yeah, like they expend the Guardian Angel. But they expend the Guardian Angel and just die and don't get anyone. What a huge relief.
We don't have to rush like that. We can just play for my gold card.
Ja.
Always be able to get range and gold card.
Ja. Ja.
Agree.
I completely agree, and that's how I thought they were going to play.
Yeah.
It just felt like they over-pushed there, and you can see Jack, their reaction, head in hands after that. And Thanatos, you know, he got caught by that Fate Sealed as well, so big play there from Quid.
Noch immer kein Shieldbow.
Punish the mistake from C9.
Playable. Sven hat noch Flash.
They were in a position that they can just fight and win, and they were not.
Yeah, it was a blunder from Blabber. Not only did he lose the Guardian Angel for nothing, he's flashed for nothing at the very end of the fight as well. So Blabber without two very critical team fighting tools with 5 seconds left until the dragon spawns.
The comms, though, from Cloud9,
Shieldbow fertig.
Focused on, okay, now what do we do next time to make it better? They want to play around the gold card. Range, as APA said. APA also has your favorite item, the arm guard flowers.
Okay,
So
that
he can
means
make a
he's
Messiah
ready.
play as well if he
Oh,
wanted
look at
to.
APA.
Core JJ, he's
Wow, Insequenz. Hat noch Flash.
The teleport coming in. Team Liquid tries to make their move, but APA escapes critically.
Hat noch Flash up. Sehr gut gemacht.
Instantly gets out of there.
Nicely done from him, but now the fight.
Oh, warte, er wurde nicht von der Nico-Ulti gespottet. Oh mein, warte, ihr habt recht, weil er Minion war. Wurde er nicht von der TF-Ulti gespottet, lol. Ha, what the fuck? Da habe ich gar nicht dran gedacht, ja. Pick. Oh, JJ hat eine Ulti und Flash. Equalizer sitzt. Freewin für C9 oder nicht? Nicht Freewin? Nicht Freewin? 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 Read 1v90, Yawn 1v90. Lutsch mein Schwanz. Lutsch mein Schwanz. Ihr seid clueless, alle. Alle clueless von euch. Aber die haben so viele Tools. Lutsch mein Schwanz. Ich hab keine Ahnung. Yawn auf 3 Items ist so OP.
APA, Sven, and Blabber pushing towards the tier 3 turret here in the bottom lane.
And they could be pushing for even more here. The Deathhammers are still pretty long. Quid is going to actually catch mid, so he doesn't think they're going for an end. Core is back now, so they should be able to defend here. Critical that Quid stayed alive, or maybe C9 looked to end it, but...
Der Genji heute Halt's Maul.
Sven hitting all these piercing arrows on Yawn. He couldn't join in on that hard engage. He was at 20% health, Kobe.
Here's a look again. They Pantheon ult, they Rumble ultimate, and Core JJ gets the...
Und es war ein Teamfight ohne die Aura. Ja, rede.
But the re-engage is
Na, rede.
there. And Sven from the back line untouched.
Exactly, and you know, had Yawn been a little bit higher, he had to shift away as they hard engaged. He was so low on health. If he is able to be, you know, 60, 70% health and shift in when they go for that fight, it could have been massive. And even Quid as well. His Yone ult just barely missed the TF as they go forward. You can see Spawn.
So, jetzt hat Blabber gleich wieder J ab.
Read those
About
lips
how they
again.
played
It's
that
always a
team
dangerous
fight.
game to read the coach's lips.
Gosh darn it, team. We could have played that one better.
Just look at his eyes, not
Yeah,
his lips. The
yeah.
eyes tell the story.
8000 Damage. Yeah!
Yeah.
Whoa.
Accuracy on these.
Gott, voll die Arme. Ja. 2 Maschinengewehre.
Flowers,
Down here.
You were bringing it up, you know, all these
Spawn hat Aura.
members, nobody wants to take arrows on the TL side. They have to dodge them, and you know, he was hitting home.
So, C9 are starting up the Baron. Critically, Blabber's Guardian Angel.
Wenn ihr 50-50, pick ich euch.
Jose now has
Okay.
a Guardian Angel of his own. Something C9 needs to be conscious of if they were trying to go for some big smite contest.
Nicht flashen. Ah!
Vulcan over the wall, tries to find something, doesn't get it. C9 still grouped up as 5. Team Liquid doing the same as Quid splits up towards the top side now to answer the wave, pushing 3 minutes until the next Drake spawns.
Nice calm play though from C9. It's the same Baron play they looked for earlier.
Wie wär's, wir warten auf den Flash von unserem Varus. Okay.
From that, and that is going to allow them to have more control in the side lane.
Flash von unserem Varus und dann können wir spielen.
They have TF. They have a lot of ways to play on the map here, and TL is more limited. They're more dependent upon that.
Ooh, Sven hits the chains of corruption.
Sehr gut.
Kyoto. He'll block the opportunity for any follow-up damage there with the shield, but he has to flash away after. That's a nice pick from C9.
I mean, TL, they got to pray right now because the map is collapsing in on them. There's super minions bottom side. As you say, they're playing against not just a Twisted Fate, but basically a full build Twisted Fate. That Dark Seal has 8 stacks on it. It's almost a real item. He could upgrade it to a Medjai's, and so much pressure. He has Zonias, has the rapid fire. Cloud9 know. They already pushed bottom lane, so now they can take the attention over to Baron, draw TL away
Really?
from pushing
Oh
bottom
mein
lane.
Gott, die Streak ist weg. Oh, 7. Aber danke für die 3er-Streak. Das tut mir so leid.
80 carries don't have ultimates. You can see Sven's Chains of Corruption going to be up here in 5 seconds.
They just want to keep him away. Look, the super minions are going to stack.
Hey, ihr Dogs, ihr habt immer noch keinen Flash auf Varus.
Eventually take a Nexus
Oh.
tower if left unattended.
Immer noch keine Vision.
Themselves, and the Baron's at 5K already.
Yep.
4K, 90, 50.
Yes on it, but they're going slowly. As soon as Team Liquid approaches, C9 backs away.
Hey, nein, nein! Nein! Nein!
C9 in the bottom lane. The Baron's going to be secured.
Okay, backdoor! Finish!
Keeping himself alive for now, but look at the Baron. base. Team Liquid has Thanatos at Nexus turrets. They got to be careful here. Jose Diodo trying to fight and get out, but his Guardian Angel's going to be procced. Team Liquid finally manages to send Quid back to defend, but Jose Diodo will die here in the Baron pit. Quid at least maintaining the second Nexus turret. But honestly, a really good play across the map coming in from C9. They get a Nexus turret, they get the Baron, they get the kill onto Jose Diodo.
I just love the pressure they were putting on because Quid had no
Okay.
TP when they started.
Das ist ein 50-50 wird, das gefällt mir nicht. Das gefällt mir nicht.
Time he has his teleport back, the Baron is low, so he can't leave. You can see the frustration there on Spawn's face as Jose goes in. It was a flip, but Black
Go Soul, 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 Soul.
because if TL do take that Baron, it definitely could go a lot worse for C9. C9
Soul.
on Soul Point. That Soul will spawn in 30, and Jose will have no GA and no flash for that fight.
Unlosable, sie haben keine Tools. Der Jon war mir nein, das nicht.
Pantheon secure.
I thought they were going to do it even more slowly and just like try and keep it there and let the super minions do even more work, but
Noch 4 Items mehr auf meinem Jon.
there
Dann
and
carried
go
der.
for it. They do get the kill. They do obviously can try and like pair with Sven damage stuff too. You know, they
JJ macht mir ein bisschen Sorgen da unten.
but it's still any jungler is getting some spike in blood pressure when something like that goes on.
JJ macht mir richtig Sorgen da unten.
Up, can definitely be very good at stealing.
Okay, Metal Gear Core JJ is behind enemy lines, disguised as a minion, so it was even harder to detect him if
Dragon
they saw him on the
Soul.
ward on the minimap. But
Sven hat Flash up.
going for the Ocean Soul. They've got it down to
50-50, fuck.
Diodo ults in here with the Grand Starfall, and C9 immediately turns to go after.
Rede. Easy, easy.
The Dragon secured by C9. Morgan's in the middle trying to cook Vulcan down to 0, but he can't quite do it. Core JJ and Morgan both into the stasis, and they're both likely to fall.
Wo sind die Team Liquid Fans?
But he cannot even fire the ultimate.
Wo seid ihr?
APA on the chase after Yanni lands the gold card with a rapid
Free win.
and click,
GG.
click, boom.
Easy.
Team
Kommt diff.
Liquid, aced for nothing. The
Kommt diff.
Ocean
Easy.
Soul for Cloud9,
Easy.
and they will march it straight to the enemy nexus.
C9 running TL around the map this game in the opener.
Easy game.
They look like they want to keep that undefeated
Easy game.
streak alive.
C9 all five.
So, jetzt lässt sich C9 gleich ficken in Game 2, aber ist egal. Game 1 schon mal win. Wichtig.
12,000 gold lead. C9.
Wichtig.
Well-controlled game there for C9. They ended with 4 straight Ocean Dragons. They get the Soul. They were playing the side lanes well, utilizing their global advantages. Impressive stuff from C9. Lounge, who's your player of the game?
That's a
Easy.
Who's the macro god? Because honestly, they
Ich.
completely split Team Liquid up this entire time.
Yeah, they did.
Sven had the bad death early, and I thought played a great game. Thanatos was awesome. Blabber did amazing early game. It was a good game from C9 Res.
That was a really good game from C9.
Want to dive into how they were really closing it though, with the Baron play that they pulled off. If we want to pull this straight up onto the screen, they'd already killed the inhibitor previous to this, so they're just trying to waste as much time as possible. At the current moment, C9 has no intention of actually killing the Baron. They're just waiting for this
Ja, und trotzdem 50-50 Sieg.
down bot lane to actually make its push.
Animals, wie kann es hier 50-50 sein am Ende?
Team Liquid
Das ist so schlecht, alles ist so gut, das ist so gut.
for as long
Es ist 50-50.
Notice how they stop at about 3.6k.
Viel zu spät.
That's a good number to stop at.
Nein, Lüge. 4K ist besser, 4,5 ist besser.
Jump in and burst it. This is something that can't really be burstable without a full commit by Team Liquid. But then, what's crazy is at this point, they TP Thanatos away. So they really put Team Liquid on a clock. They say either you fully respond to this TP and give us the Baron, or you flip it now and we're still going to get something. Team Liquid decides to flip it now. Blabber wins the flip. Then, because Team Liquid still has to respond to Thanatos, they can't follow Jose in. They kill Jose anyway. They extend what was already a very big lead. But I did want to go back to fairly early on in this game to show the early luck/mastery of Blabber. I say luck/mastery because he did play well, and then he also took some big risks. So the play here, I feel like, is when you're against Koryan, these two do not respect you in lane, and they have many bad 2v2
Ist okay, danke.
early on. So Blabber just skips his Krugs. There's no ward in the river because Team Liquid uses so many of their wards in lane to try and get prio.
Ja.
It's up for Vulcan to just flash, get the root onto Yon, and they're able
Super.
to get the first blood.
Ja, Rede.
What that does
Rede.
for Blabber is it means
Rede. Bin ganz kurz weg. So, hört ihm zu, der weiß, was er redet.
Crab, which
Also
is why Jose
größtenteils.
feels like this is a free
Passt.
double crab. What most junglers do here, after pulling off the gank and Blabber being level 4, is you reset, buy your items, redeploy, keep playing. Instead, Blabber without top prio,
Yeah.
without mid prio,
Yeah.
and on a ward,
They see him!
They see him. Jose, don't flip this. Your Rumble is right here. Your Yone is here. Make Blabber come into you. Instead, he tries to Q smite it. Blabber actually just has the God Smite, ends up getting the crab. So he's 27 to 27
That's the
CS.
luck.
Has also had the first blood. And the rest of his early game was also exceptional. Here, as we're watching Spawn give a nice reaction, Blabber actually, instead of clearing his bot camp, looped all the way around to the top side and helps slingshot Thanatos ahead with this gank. Doesn't end there. He then responds to Jose countering his Krugs. TF is level 6, so he can come in and secure this kill onto Thanatos. That was just a lot of early game mastery by Blabber. And Raz, I know you had some mid-game stuff too to cover for Thanatos.
Yes, let's get straight into it because that's a lot that happened that was great from C9 side. I know last week we touched on it in the beginning of the day. It was a lot of rough cases for that team. But in this case, my goodness, I felt like C9 was just the smarter team of the two. Now, immediately, one thing that I want to point out is the fact that no flash on the Rumble. Thanatos has been putting Morgan through the works. And so C9 recognized that completely. They base. Zoom in on this. Where are they going? As soon as they push out, get their base off, they're going directly top lane. Directly top lane to impact this. And yes, it is a lane swap that's happening at 9 minutes into the game with no quests completed, which is something that has always been talked about, which is like, all right, our lane swaps dead on quest completion. What do you do if you want to get that done? And you get to see it be solved here, or at least be discussed. Because, of course, when you're playing this matchup, you can just get the slow on towards Morgan here with the ulti on Aurora, so you can trap Morgan. A flash comes through from Sven, they end up getting the kill. So as you can see, as I blow up the minimap one more time, they keep Sven topside. He gets the push off here, going live. He's just getting turret plates immediately and keeping it done. So once the wave's getting completed, then he bases. But it's actually hilarious because then APA dies, which would usually be like, okay, send the 80k bot lane. No, he's going mid lane to catch the wave. So then ultimately, once he finishes and completes catching the wave mid, then he eventually goes bot lane. And so all of that happened there. That was the positive. Another thing that I wanted to point out, which was initially a positive from Team Liquid, was the fact that they had then committed to trying to push out Blabber so they can go into the enemy jungle. Oh, this was actually the incomplete play. I remember I got a bunch of these out there, so I was wondering if I can get the right one. But I couldn't find it. So I will say, they pushed them out. They looked for the dive bot lane. They ended up taking the turret as well. They actually have Morgan TP'd bot lane so they can take the wave because he doesn't want to be the sacrifice of a top lane dive.
Yeah.
So that was like the idea. But then Thanatos TP's bot, gets the kill on Morgan, so he is still able to get a lead and spiral that out of control. So I thought it was smart from Team Liquid to have a response, but then extra smart from C9 to be able to get another kill on towards Thanatos because they have a ward just for that TP play.
Yeah, it felt like the 1-2 punch of Blabber's early game in terms of where he was going and his attention to his lanes plus APA just really made it difficult for Jose to be super impactful on this Pantheon, right? Because then C9 are already in a really good state and they have the positions to either force him to respond to them, which is more what happened, or they have all the tools to respond to a potential Pantheon ult. Player of the game is Blabber.
I think it can go a lot of ways. Thanatos played exceptionally well, but okay, 5 out of 6. Raz is the only Thanatos believer.
What the hell?
Look,
Hey,
I also believe in Thanatos. The reason why I did
You did it, you voted.
I voted Blabber. I voted Blabber
believe it.
because
Stop it.
he set the early game into motion, Raz.
You are the enemy.
But hold on.
What?
Yes.
Guys,
Continue.
look at the damage. Look at the damage
Let's
over
look,
there.
Let's look, I'm looking.
Look at
Then-
the damage.
My eyes are there.
Look
I
at
will
the
say,
damage.
okay,
That
the
is-
other,
that is
I'm
bad
glad,
done.
I'm
That is
super
bad done.
glad
42,000.
That is
that
true.
Raz brought up the lane assignment at 9 minutes
Yeah.
because one of the other huge things it did, I know, Jat, you've been the biggest Sven defender, and then they had the bad death and they were talking about it on cast. I do think the important thing is recognizing, okay, we can swap this bot lane top, Sven gets that kill, and that immediately negates the bad death, right?
Yeah.
Because he got the early first blood off of the Blabber gank, he was part of that, and then he gets the kill in top lane, so.
I'm just saying, Sven has a good game outside of the very visible bad plays. I'm not saying he's not making
You
visible
could say
bad
the
plays.
same for me and all of my League of Legends.
Jan made a lot of visible bad plays too. Why are we saying he's washed? Sven is unfairly criticized. That's it. Also, as you can see behind me, C9 on track to first place.
Sure.
They
the
are.
2-0 would mean they're first place. The 2-1, would mean their first place.
What
So
about the
keep track
1-2,
of that.
man? What about the 1-2? Remember
The
that part?
1-2 is not.
We're not getting into that yet because they
Yeah.
haven't lost, Raz. As we head to break, let's take a look at our comms replay connected by AT&T and voted on by chat. And since the vote was a tie, you got both replays.
Whoa!
I'm going Ezreal. Looking.
Okay, high slash. No cleanse.
I'm coming, guys.
I'm hooking Pantheon,
Wait.
by the way.
I started Nico.
Pantheon's low, Pantheon's low. Nico flash in.
Yeah.
Rumble
Rumble
first,
is
okay.
coming.
Yeah.
Rumble is coming. I'm coming.
Nico no flash.
In 2 seconds.
Yeah, slowly.
I'll look in the pit.
I'm here.
I ulted here. If he hits something.
He's out.
Yeah. Ult in 15, okay?
Nico flashed in.
Yeah.
Yo, can we engage mid or? Yeah, we
I
can.
can look.
Ezreal no cleanse.
I can look Ezreal right now.
I'm looking.
guys,
Looking.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
I want to hit Herald. I really think we should do it now. Yeah, we'll take whatever we're doing.
Yeah. We're catching mid lane.
I ulted now.
I'm going in for it.
Yep. Hook anyone now, feels good.
Yon door.
Looking on it.
I'm looking.
I'll kill him, he's gonna be CC'd. Pantheon ulting him.
Yone's 1 HP.
Yone's dead. Pantheon on the way, guys.
Look Pantheon.
Watch Pantheon.
I have protoplasm, I have
Holding
protoplasm.
him.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Right left to Ken.
Oh, sorry. No flash. Nice. My bad.
So,
All good.
I'm gonna push top.
Champion flash.
Yeah, I'm gonna click straight to mid, I
What
think.
a free game.
Free
That's
win.
Nico's on.
I need to keep hiding again.
Oh,
Jarvan
Jarvan
no EQ.
Jarvan no EQ.
Javan Freak.
Die Jarvan.
So freaky da reinzugehen. Mehr better dank für den 6.
Jarvan no EQ.
I'm ulting the backline. Backline is quite chopped.
Oh, no flash, guys.
Backline is 1 HP. Backline is 1 HP.
Jarvan.
Man, 1 HP, okay.
Jarvan. Die. How about
Anything?
Beide Teams aber mit ganz nice Comms, ne? Muss man ja auch sagen.
Already good. Look at TP back. Already big win. Look at TP back. I don't think it's good against enemy comp.
it's not good?
Not good. I think I have a
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Taking Blabber's LCS spot. That's what's happening.
Welcome to the Cloud9 Kia Champions Arena. This time between Cloud9 Kia and Team Liquid Alienware.
With the addition
Bitte,
of
Dom.
augment in the form of unique challenges. So anything that's out there, it's hilarious to see. Ian, have you seen what your augment is?
Bla, Pork, ich meine, die Sache ist so jetzt auch wohl, ich glaube, Vulcan jetzt wahrscheinlich, also,
Yeah, you're gonna have to catch
ja,
up.
Vulcan wahrscheinlich,
Play-by-play?
ja, wahrscheinlich besser will.
Better than you, so I'll do that.
It's about 30 seconds we're about to compete. I'm down to do a little bit of play-by-play. We'll test you a little bit.
I'm doing 9 jumping jacks every death. So the game plan is the same as in LCS. I'm playing for KDA.
So I guess you chose the gardening gloves. You got chosen for the gardening gloves.
I did not choose any. You think I chose this? You know, that's my original keyboard.
Do you have any words for Blabber that put you in this situation to begin with?
I mean, I don't know. Blabber's consistently trying to ruin my life. You guys know this, obviously. So this is just another thing that he's done to you know, torture me as much as he possibly can.
All right, shopkeeper time. What are we doing for this build?
First pick, 564 miles of range.
This should last us a while. What's next?
Lane economy is key.
Okay, how about 30 miles to the gallon then? It's a high tempo pick.
We can't neglect power. How about 329 HP?
We can buy one more item. What about vision? A map's fully lit. We're not missing anything.
All right, let's get this show on the road.
And Rez, hey, support means support. No running off this time.
That was just a one-time thing.
Sehr gut.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hallo Rames.
Feed. Get fed.
Wie steht's? 1-0 hinein.
Scan the QR code.
1-0 hinein, so wie es gehört. Knapp oder deutlich? Sehr deutlich. Wie gemeint. Yes, sir. Jim. müssen noch TL liefern, aber wir sind im falschen Stream, Freund. Wir wollen ja, dass das Ding gewinnt. Also kann sehr gut sein, dass es hier ein Game 3er wird. So, Game 3, das ist gut möglich. Mal schauen. Wenn Team Liquid einen More Human Draft hat. Also einfach war es ein sehr klares Game 1. C960 diesmal legit. Boah, ich finde, die haben sehr shaky Games teilweise. Games, die sie nicht gewinnen sollten, aber damit davon kommen. Score lügt ein bisschen. Ah, die sind schon in den Top 3 auf jeden Fall, aber der Score lügt, denke ich. Wollten MVP, wenn es die 9 7-0 geht. Well, MVP wird nach Playoffs vergeben, oder nicht? Oder? Nach Regular? I mean, nach Regular wäre fein. Nach Playoffs wird es höchstwahrscheinlich, as always, Ding sein, wie heißt er? Inspired, weil er der GOAT ist. CEO von der Region.
That has only lost once so far this split to Lion just last week. However, the series is starting off looking pretty good for C9, who had a very dominant victory in Game 1.
And Azael asked Quid who's going to win the series, and Quid said whoever wins Game 1!
Yep, he said whoever wins Game 1 is getting a 2-0. And then APA was like, whoa, I don't agree. Even if we lose Game 1, we're still going to beat you. So they were on a different page as far as that answer was concerned, but I'm sure now after having lost the first game, Quid would like to amend his answer.
Spawn's having a little chat with him right now.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, buddy.
So,
We're gonna
Draft Start. Guter Draft. Easy.
This is actually Game 1.
I did like, you know, Cloud9's draft in the first one, but they
Bestes CEO, PU, Caps.
so well. I think Blabber's form right now looks really good. And with our conversation of MVPs and
ja, letzte Woche waren 2 Game Stokler, 1 Game Castle.
thought that was really critical. Blabber
Sah okay aus.
I mean, he's doing everything you could
Wir haben das Game verloren.
early game stuff. He's hitting jungle 50-50 smites.
Das ist mein Kalist.
He's hitting stuff that's
Nicht
not
anders,
even
weiß ich gleich selber.
50-50 like in his favor. And
TI sollte Second Pick werden.
looking very good right now. So it's going to take Team Liquid
First Pick wieder für
some
okay.
pretty big adjustments here for game
Okay.
2.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And now with TL having lost the first game, even if they win the series, the fate is not in their hands for, you know, getting first place. Of course, if C9 wins 2-0 or 2-1, they will be undefeated in series, so they are guaranteed first place. But TL in a series win here now would depend on what Lion does in their series.
Exactly. Team Liquid would still have the chance at
Also wahrscheinlich Seraphine into Karma bannen, oder?
but it's not entirely there.
Seraphine oder Karma offen.
Go ahead.
Ash and Seraphine are available, boys.
Hold on, we still got one more band to go.
Hold on,
We still got one more band to go. It's Bard, Ziggs.
Sie sollten Karma bannen trotzdem.
by TL, C9 banning the Orb.
Karma geben ist ein Riesenfehler, vor allem mit
Are
Juggernaut.
you going to actually leave Karma up, or are you going to do a trade?
Nein.
The most common pairing, obviously, for that.
Raus, raus mit Karma, raus, raus.
Do Karma Caitlyn, I think that's.
Nein, raus.
Well, so I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to trade, and it is going to be, you know, I feel like TL for sure have to go Karma.
And if you do, then I feel like C9's easy response is just Ash Seraphine, right?
Yep. The question is, you know, which do you prefer? Which is stronger? I feel like Karma Caitlyn is almost an unbeatable 2v2. I think it is really, really hard. So I would expect them to have the advantage against the Seraphine Ashe. But of course, Seraphine Ashe bring a lot of scaling, a lot of utility. You know, it's not just about the 2v2. And it's also interesting because I feel like Core is such a key part of his play, is his ability to engage. So
Okay, sie sollten nicht Ash Seraphine, sie sollten Seraphine plus den Sauer picken, glaube ich. Dann bist du zwar auf Ash auf 3 gelockt, aber es ist in Ordnung. Wenn jetzt hier Ash Seraphine ist, dann gehen die.
Yeah, I mean, Vulcan and
Hello, Gremlin.
Vulcan's Bard, his Seraphine has been incredible as well. You know, this whole split for Cloud9, and you can build so many insane team comps around this bot lane duo because
Okonomi kam es im Halbfinale bei Maritain, diese Schwitzerschweine.
That's always the highlight, but also the hawk shot lets you build all these jungle plans around it. And with how well Blabber played in the first game,
die sollten Rise auf 3 gehen, nicht Trundle oder Jungle Antwort. Die sollten Rise auf 3 gehen.
8 and 10 so far in spring. Seraphine 11 and 7, so she's the greater driver of the two.
Seraphine, ja.
Generally, when I see these two locked in, the number one thing I want to see is a
Seraphine wäre, glaube ich, am besten
go
gewesen.
in front of them and be a conduit for that encore to fly.
Basically, you want to see Zin's out, right?
Yeah.
Which is up and available, and the question is, will Jose deny that, you know, as a result? I don't think he will because...
Danke. Sinsau.
I expect we'll see...
Du kannst Anivia picken, aber du kannst auch... Anivia oder Sinsau, ich mag beides.
Make that decision. And yes, Ashe Seraphine,
Beides fein.
incredibly strong, but Caitlyn Karma is the duo as an answer that I expected, that I called out. And I do think this is a winning 2v2, a pretty heavily winning 2v2 for the Caitlyn and Karma. Of course, the level 6
Was sind Wein? Nein.
is way better for Ashe Seraphine than it is for Caitlyn Karma.
Mag ich nicht.
Pre-6, you are expecting to be able to have the push.
and this is what they've done before too, get the APA Annie here so they can have this massive multi-layer engage, hard CC team fight for themselves.
Er hat letzte Woche eine gute Annie gespielt.
So you have to think
Er hat letzte Woche eine sehr gute Annie gespielt.
here, you know, with the way the draft is going, you know, kind of intentionally trading these power picks back and forth with TL and investing themselves more in the specific like Jose Lee Sin target
Ich
band.
würde sagen, nimm Jace weg, weil der pickt den Blind.
So I think pretty good planning so far from C9. They're probably you know, really expecting all the stuff that has gone down here. Yes, TL do have some strengths.
Wie wär's mit Trundle Ban auf 4, Trundle Ban auf 5, Sinsau Pick auf 4 und Last Pick Top Lane.
You know, tower damage.
Wie wär's?
And then you can rotate them into the mid lane. You can have side lane rise.
Ist Annie wieder nicht free to rise? Ja, aber Annie gibt dir mehr Playmaking im Early Game.
Some map pressure here, and Caitlyn does.
Wann Trundle Pick Sinsau auf 4.
Game is an absolute monster and gives you like the sieging options, and then you have the rise for split push as well, and you can try
Wenn die jetzt Trundle Ban, dann bannen die Sinsau.
position a little bit apart.
It is interesting seeing, you know, the Wukong band there instead of the Xin, so more concerned about that potentially getting grabbed up. Jace, obviously another strong split pusher. You can play 1-3-1 with that sort of style. And they are clearly more concerned about TL's ability to play side lanes,
Kommt Sinsau Ban, right?
side lanes, I feel, than they are about hard engage.
Right, da muss eigentlich ein Sinsau Ban kommen. Frage ist, was picken sie dann hier? Wukong ist raus. Oh, Nocturne ist offen. Die gehen Nocturne. Nocturne. Sinsau, wenn Sinsau gebannt wird, dann kommt Nocturne.
They are kind of missing that right now. And I'm curious to see how they're going to try to fix that, or if they're even concerned about it whatsoever. Thanatos' most common pick here is the Gnar, so feels like TL
Oh, really?
to a bit of an
Okay, die Sache ist, Hostedode spielt auch Trundle.
and see if they can get an advantageous matchup for Morgan.
I still feel like that's kind of hard to do though.
Kommt da Trundle Sion?
For first pick, which means C9
Right?
will have
Trundle, wenn hier jetzt Sinsau kommt. Okay, Nocturne gefällt mir mehr. Weil jetzt verhinderst du quasi. Okay, jetzt. Okay, ja, schwierig, weil jetzt gehen die Sinsau, Sion und die Comp ist super solid, right? Es ist eine super solid Comp, theoretisch.
Having Nocturne, turn out the lights, makes them, you know, check all.
Und dann mag ich Vayne Last Pick dann auch nicht wirklich. Das ist ein bisschen problematisch. Gwen mag ich mehr. Gwen? Sinsau, Sion, Gwen Last Pick. Fände ich nicht schlecht. Könnte ich mitarbeiten. Renekton ist auch ein Ding. Spielt Thanos das sehr gerne.
Gives you some coverage for if your opponent's side lane control gets out of your control, then you can always have a Nocturne to try and.
Hat der Nocturne wirklich genug Follow-up? Die Sache ist, die spielen Silent, right? Also da kommt jetzt Sion wahrscheinlich und die spielen dann into Silent rein. Into Rise oder into Rise oder Sion Silent. Weil jetzt kommt hier ein Carry Top Lane Last Pick. Gwen. Renekton. Renekton, glaube ich. Ich glaube Renekton. Mag ich mehr.
It is going to be Zin's out. 4TL obviously really strong.
Es wird Sion sein, right?
But again, TL still have no
Ich glaube nicht, dass sie picken Renekton selbst. Okay, smarte Adaption. Sehr smarte Adaption. Jetzt kannst du Vayne picken, theoretisch. Nicht Quinn, pick Vayne, besserer Champion. Oder Sion. Oh ja, Der Draft ist 20 Mal schwieriger für C9. Ich mag den TL-Draft mehr. Game 3 würde mich nicht bewundern. Die weiß ich nicht. Ich glaube, das... Schwierig. Schwierig.
And it's kind of the opposite switch in strategy, right? First time, they're playing the map more. They do that better. They're able to collapse. This time around, you know, they have massive hard engage. They're going to have huge team fight. And they have the Nocturne to try and, like, coverage if you get out of control. So, Cloud9 putting the pressure on TL very early in this series. Win game 1. And looking at game 2 here.
Ja, ich finde den Drop von
get some signature picks here for
TL besser.
Gentlemen, what country are we in? Are we in South Korea? Because I don't think we are. And generally, if you're not playing in South Korea and you draft 0 engage, if you fall behind ever for even a brief iota of a moment of a slip of a speck in time, you're done.
Das stimmt aber. Actually, was Slow sagt, fair enough.
To the middle of your team and he ults and does
the Zinsec?
The Zinsec, baby.
The Zinsec, and it's right in the middle, so he just sprays everybody in different directions.
And he bekommt Pusher.
Okay.
I mean, one thing I will say, I agree with you generally, but we have seen some of our teams kind of getting better with some of these hard engage, like these comps that don't have hard engage, excuse me. Yeah. I'm thinking back to the Lion series, how they kind of played this game against TL, actually, where they were playing with Jace, TF, and Ezreal Karma, and I felt like they navigated the team fights incredibly well in that one. And we're really able to kind of like dance around that range and play it really well, pick their moments. So that's kind of what you're depending upon here for TL. And also, you're depending upon your bot lane to slam this 2v2.
Sky, danke für den 10. Alonso zu Chelsea. Ich habe Alonso zu Chelsea nicht nach irgendwie so das Erstbeste, was er bekommen hat, quasi an. Weiß ich nicht. Also hätte er bessere Optionen bekommen können. I guess Liverpool ist out of the window, aber...
You know, I think that TL want to have early pressure this whole game and build this momentum. Caitlyn and Karma try and get some tower plate money and
Michaels Burst auf Karma, ja, sollte es.
Jungle invade to split the map. As you see Blabber going from Raptors over a ward into Team Liquid territory. So they did expect this. They have the defensive ward coverage to see it coming, and Zin is going to blast going on top of him to stop the split.
Yup. Blabber sees Jose Diodo on the way, so he's just going to go ahead and disengage this one. The buff going to slightly reset here.
And Blabber didn't know that Jose had no smite. Jose couldn't actually really contest that. Blabber could have just taken that and walked out, I think, but was nervous about the potential collapse.
Weiß es nicht, ne? Aber es ist ein guter Move von Jose gewesen.
Could have gotten caught, so at the end of the day, Blabber ends up spending a lot of time there.
Bei Chelsea hat der Trainer die Möglichkeit, komplett alleine alles zu entscheiden. Da kommen 200 Millionen, die sagen, good luck, kein Kopf, was du brauchst.
When they were fighting pretty hard, both the heals have been used. Core missed his mantra Q, unfortunately, which is going to cost you a lot.
Okay, bottom side. The fight continues. Yawn and Core JJ trying to keep the pressure onto Sven and Vulcan.
Oh.
Yawn, however, down to
wow.
Sven with a flash forward. Yawn.
Holy fuck, ist das lucky. Und Core hat gleich Mancha, oder nicht? Oh, die sind beide tot, oder nicht? Oh, er ist Double Kill. Oh, schau doch, Jose. Aber er gewinnt 2-1. Er gewinnt 2-1, oder nicht? Hey, 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 du gewinnst. Gutes W von Blabber.
To provide the route for escape as Jose Diodo still looking to see if he can punish one of these bottom laners, but C9 has fully retreated.
This is actually huge though because Sven had to cancel his back. That is so bad for Sven with the wave at your tower, and it's a cannon wave. That completely bails Yawn and Core out. Sven and Vulcan played that early 2v2 so well, and what I see as a losing 2v2, and now because the jungler
Interesting, ja, beide mit Dorans Bow außerdem.
Yawn gets a better base,
Ist gebufft auf dem Patch, right?
Solo gold on that plate as well.
Kyle gegen...
Then got super delayed, so he's going to come back to the wave, pushing hard away from him with a worse buy.
It's tough stuff.
Very bad for Sven, yeah.
That's what we were talking about, is you have to slam lane. If you're playing Caitlyn Karma, because of how much more effective Ashe and Seraphine can be in these team fights later on, because of how much better of a...
Welcome, finden besser. Well, traue ich Team Liquid zu, dass sie die Com spielen können ohne Engage? Falls ja, TL.
2026. Ashe Seraphine has won 3 times.
Im Vakuum mag ich die Com von TL mehr.
Honestly, very, very even with the slight edge for the Kate Karma.
It is, I think that
Ich denke, es wird sehr schwer. Also ich glaube, das fühlt sich sehr nach dem Game von heute Morgen Genji gegen T1 an und die Caitlyn kann hier komplett Solo machen. Denke ich. Was wurde am Bogen gebufft? Gibt 2 AD mehr. Jetzt.
Doesn't always matter because your team fighting, your scaling is so powerful.
All right, Blabber getting jumped on yet again. Jose Diodo, though, got to be careful. Flashes back away with a TP about to arrive for TL. Blabber, no flash available here on the Nocturne, is going to get bound up there by the Karma, and they give the
game is over.
Over to Quid. Team Liquid's on the board.
Damn, TL played that so well. Utilizing that early TP is so hard. That thing takes forever. But they were able to keep Blabber around. The flashes being traded there, the Karma getting the tether, allows Quid to arrive, pick up a free kill in your mid lane for first blood.
I think a lot of this was really smart there from Jose. Jose using his flash.
Ja, das Game ist so fucked.
Actually onto the bottom lane with Core coming too.
Yeah, Vulcan loses half of his HP there. Also pretty low on the mana bar, so the Seraphine not in great shape.
This is also great because
Ist halt sehr, sehr gut von Jose hier weiter Terror zu machen. Ne? Schaut mal, was da Mitte abgeht. Diese Bad Conditions verbindet zu abusen ist super gut. Die sollten ja nur nicht hard engagen. Oh mein Gott. Ja, es ist over. GG.
Blabber misses it. He's barely hanging on and he dies again. Blabber's early game is over.
It's so crushing when you try and do the smite fight. So you use your cooldown for your smite and you don't get it. Jose is spamming him with emotes the last few engages too because he's been running circles around him.
Das ist auch der Schwachpunkt von TL, die Solo-Lanes sind. Quid performt auf jeden Fall deutlich schlechter als letztes Jahr bei 100 Thieves. Morgen. Wachpunkt, weiß ich nicht. Morgen ist fein oder nicht?
They are certainly doing that. Again, all of these lanes pushing and winning. Jungle matchup heavily going to play to them and as a result heavily winning this time for Jose.
Yeah, it is just kind of snowballing out of control. Blabber, not even 4. Jose's almost 5 here. And, it hasn't just been about the jungle matchup, not even close. It's been about Core getting so active. And I love, even though he is on Karma, he's been everywhere. He's in that river skirmish. He's invading there with Jose. They're putting the pressure on an APA, on a roam here. You kind of start feeling like C9 needs something to
Quid war besser
for them
letztes Jahr.
to try to claw their way back, but Morgan is aware of the fact that he's missing, and Quid will just push in mid.
Yeah, good comms.
Schau, Bottom Move von Quid. Ist gut. Ulti kommt raus, Sven ist tot. Ja, GG.
Arrives from Quid and Sven's in trouble yet again. Can't quite kill Core. That is twice now.
Wäre ein anderer Jungler eventuell besser gewesen bei C9. Frage ist, wen holst du? Und Blabber ist immer fein, außer er spielt gegen Inspired. So, das Game passiert auch, ja, aber der ist immer fein, außer gegen Inspired. Gegen Inspired ist direkt offen. Gegen Inspired ist immer offen.
From Quid and Team Liquid. They are certainly snowballing this one back. From our two teams here, I mean, it's top 3 with Lion, but this banger matchup here, that game number 2 is not going the same way as game number 1. And we may be in store for more, because TL already jumping out to a astronomical success here in game number 2.
I mean, TL are just playing it so well. APA spends his timing, goes top, that fails. Quid is on a timing down towards bot. They punish, and right before Sven had his flash again. So Core has just been so active here. And Blabber, not even 6 after 7 minutes. This is such a slow start for a Nocturne and a champion who wants a power farm, who wants to excel.
And he's losing his Raptors right now, too. Jose counter-jungling before Blabber even comes around because he has that timer and he's got his level 6 advantage. So he keeps up the advantage as mid lane was traded as far as the Annie ult, and now he's camping for another.
Yeah, Blabber just walks right into the waiting Jose Diodo.
Gut, ne? Ja. Also Jose macht hier ein sehr, sehr gutes Game. Sehr, sehr gutes Game bisher.
Just runs him down. Team Liquid is washing C9 off the map.
Dude, he's still spamming emotes. Oh, like 4 in a row, spamming on cooldown too. Man, he's actually smurfing this time around. Game number Blabber, huge advantage. And
ich denke, er sollte Titanic gehen.
But game number 2, Jose
persönlich.
his revenge.
Absolutely, and this is a worrying trend for Vulcan, who wants to keep him away from that MVP, because Jose looking at MVP form here early in this second game.
Now they're
Julia, danke für den 13.
Dragon Pit with their advantage in bottom lane as well.
Bester Supporter in der Liga. Ich denke, diesen Split ist Vulcan ein sehr valid Call.
It was support diff, really. This Karma's always right behind the Zid.
Vulcan Core, Standard.
TL and Jose specifically. He counter jungles the Raptors. He has his level 6 advantage, so.
Auch action-mechanisch gut gespielt von Jose.
You're gonna have the chase down as well.
Q1 in 2W, ist gut.
Starts emoting early, even for extra points. 1, 2, 3. There was another one.
What is idiot doing?
Oh! That's getting spicy there, man. A little trash.
Fair enough.
Can't even believe. Is this amateur hour?
Mich stellt sich Eis mittlerweile auch nicht an. Mechanisch finde ich ihn fein, er hat nur negativen Game IQ. Aber dafür hat er ein Spider im Team, das passt. Ja, der Idiot gesagt, ja. What's that idiot doing?
This jungle matchup has been spicy in game 1. Blabber was smurfing in game 2. Jose has been killing it.
And you can see right here some historical regional accolades for the two. Jose, remember, coming from the LLA, has some championships, international appearances there. Blabber has more for North America, but so far in this split, it's Jose Diodo doing better than Blabber so far. Once again, doing better than Blabber here in this second game. Jose coming down to the bottom lane now, wants to find the win, becomes lightning on Sven. No, Sven gets away there.
Warte tot, oder? Quid ult bitte.
To keep him healthy and keep him hasted to get away from the aggro. But Quid's ready to try to show up.
Warum wollte der nicht? Hä? Warum hat Quid nicht geultet? Okay. Den konnte ich kaum hören, ja.
And it is so problematic when Ryze gets way ahead. This champion is so tanky naturally with his build, with the Roa, with the Ceres, all that shielding, that when Ryze gets ahead, it is a struggle.
Brasilien ist eine separate Region. Das ist CBLOL. Und Mexiko hat die LLA, heißt es, glaube ich.
All of a sudden, he is going to be deleting you in these fights.
Well, he's got a 10-minute Rod of Ages, so I think he's pretty far ahead.
Ja, das Game ist over. Game ist komplett over. Ja.
Honestly, Team Liquid, awesome showing. Meanwhile, mid lane, it's another play coming out, but this time it's C9. Blabber finally finding the opportunity there for the Paranoia, gets the kill onto Yon, slows that Caitlyn down a little bit.
Play safe, man. Gets stunned up, 100-0 with the Nocturne ult coming in, but Realm Warp.
Yeah, Vulcan now again. Team Liquid gonna spend another flash this time.
Oh, warte mal, stimmt, Mexiko ist integriert. Nee, ihr habt recht. Stimmt, es gibt keine LLA mehr. Nee, ihr habt komplett recht, ja.
TL are just moving around the map so well as a squad here. And that recall barely finishes, so APA gets out. Otherwise, he could have gotten collapsed on and died there too. That was actually a split second away from him getting interrupted.
And one thing that I think makes this matchup so frustrating for
Ja, Lion ist mexikanische Orga, stimmt. Wo sind die Teams alle weg? Well, Lion zum Beispiel ist ein Merger von zwei mexikanischen Teams.
Enemy champion can't chase you down with whatever dash they have, but since Xin Zhao will have already hit you by the time it procs, you are marked as challenged. The Audacious Charge has the extra range, and you saw it in the previous solo kill around the red buff. Jose can still just
ja, es ist Game sehr eindeutig. Sehr, sehr eindeutig.
While we're watching this battle between two of our top 3 teams, tickets are available for Spring Finals. We're going to see some of these teams there, I guarantee it, at ASU's Mullet Arena, June 13th, 14th. The single-day tickets are already on sale. You can scan that QR code on your screen and grab some. Watch some of your favorite LCS teams play.
Yeah, come see the next episode of the drama.
Wer zuerst zu retten? CBLOL ist wieder am Start. CBLOL geht's gut.
The extra layers between our top teams is Jose is back bottom. The camping continues.
I don't think morale is going to improve on this one, Mr. Kobe, as Team Liquid just continues making.
Ja, die sollten einfach Drake stacken, richtig. Also für TL super klares Drake Stacker Game.
Yeah, this is well ahead of like the benchmark that we set for them as far as like, oh, you need to have early pressure, play off your lanes and stuff like that. Like they're definitely exceeding expectations here. 3K the lead for Team Liquid. Just traveling between bot lane and mid lane has been so effective here for both Jose and Quid, and even Core JJ, you know, as he established the early lead here through the river. And now, when you look at the control wards that lead this kind of opening into Cloud9's bot side jungle again, it just makes it so easy. You've got basically a highway for all these ganks to repeat and all these roam plays to be.
Ich schaue mal die zweite Series, ja.
And we may be seeing this same build from Jose that we saw from Kyra, Titanic into Dusk and Dawn, gaining a lot of popularity.
Können aber 2-0 Disguise werden, to be fair. Also die sind, also könnte 3-Game Shitshow sein, aber könnte auch 2-0 Disguised.
Popular in Pro. The APs in Zhao just has insane healing, and this isn't like true AP, but it is, you know, very, very powerful.
It splashes into it at least.
Yeah, the Titanic on hit is a really big and critical part of it too. As he's coming back, so the highway between mid and bot lane is open again. Here comes the Ryze and the Xin. It's like Sven and Vulcan are gonna already have to retreat to their tier.
Ja, Titanic auch richtige Entscheidung von Jose.
The pressure.
Breakdown, machen das gut. Machen das sehr, sehr gut. Also, das ist jetzt wieder nichts super Besonderes, richtig, aber sie benutzen ihre Pressure gut. Mit der Pressure, like Spotlane, kriegst du Plates, bekommst du Turret, bekommst den Drake. Sehr, sehr, sehr solid.
No, sir. There has not been anything Blabber can do for the vast majority of the.
Warte, war heute BFX gegen Nongshin, war das 2 oder 3 Gamer?
Really, this entire time, Morgan's gonna go ahead and drop the Dominus here. Another decimating smash comes out from Thanatos, point blank ulti. I think he was hoping that Morgan was far up enough.
2. Es ist impossible in der LCK einen 6-Game-Spieltag zu bekommen, by the way. Hast du nicht übrigens gesehen? Ich habe mir gerade angeschaut, der wurde vorhin angeschaut. Es ist impossible, 6 Games zu bekommen in der LCK. Das ist krank.
And it feels like it almost always favors the Scion as the Renekton tries to get away now. APA tanking up most of the turret, but Blabber flies in alongside his mid laner to guarantee they get that kill on Morgan.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say during the tower engage there. The mini-map, they're walking up, both Annie and Nocturne, and they actually still chase them all the way through for the tower dive, so they do end up getting the kill on Morgan. Unfortunately for Thanatos, it's been too long since he walked back away from the exchange, so Thanatos doesn't get an assist.
Rip.
It's not
all that hard work.
It's not even that much money since it would be split between 3 people, but still, yeah, for all his hard work, doesn't get much of the reward. And still, for Cloud9, he's the only gold lead there for Thanatos. With the 59, the big 59 on your Scion, that's going to go a long way.
Huge.
With all of the early pressure that Team Liquid have put out and been able to snowball, we're just looking at dragon fights on repeat for Team Liquid. And when you are a team with Caitlyn, Karma, that has had a successful early game here, not only is your Caitlyn just going to be powerful with the Hex Optics plus an Infinity Edge very soon, but you get to put your trap line down ahead for all these consecutive dragon fights. And all of a sudden, it becomes very difficult, even with the ludicrous amounts of CC that Cloud9's team comp does have. They're going to have a hard time kind of getting in.
Ja, die sollten hier kein Risiko spielen. Also, die müssen auch gar kein Risiko spielen, beziehungsweise es gibt auch nicht wirklich ein Risiko. Einfach Objects spielen. Kollege Quid wird 3 fertige Items haben beim Soul Point. Und 2 Level ahead sein. Der wird komplett broken sein. Der kann so viele Ressourcen auf Seiten horden. Die TPen, wow, der TP ist so spät. Oh mein Gott, das ist fucked. Das war sehr sick von Jose, weil er kann den Herald placen. Warte, kann er ihn? Oh, er hat mit seinem Flash geredet. Was denkst du, wer gewinnt die LCS? Oh. Wie immer C9. Haha. Bis sie dann von Line geknallt werden in Playoffs. Haha.
There's too many other people. He was like, please, somebody pick me up, Herald! And Cloud9 are like, we'll pick you up. There's the kill.
I mean, that is nice. It's a late contest, but they don't just get the kill. They take out the Herald, right? So that is great there for C9, who is trying their best to stay in this. They are continuing to make plays. Blabber has been involved in all 3 of their kills, despite being put way down at the start. Almost caught it on
AW gleich Sponsor, ja, ist Alienware. Team Liquid Alienware.
Yeah, but you can see Sven and Vulcan playing very aggressive here, keeping the wave from ever crashing into the turret, which removes Morgan's ability to run in and try to make that dive happen. So C9 stays safe.
Yeah, I mean, the gold lead was at like 3.1 thousand before these last couple of plays, and so Cloud9 chopping it down quite nicely for themselves. The next dragon, of course, is still going to be a big point of contention here, and trying to get to the Caitlyn to the big break point here. You know, Jan now also has the pickaxe here, so he's just looking for combined cost. And if they can get him there first 2, then you've got Caitlyn poke and traps and Karma poke. And so it's going to have to be a really big moment of Annie flash, Nocturne ultimate, you know, Scion engage coming from, you know, another direction, and Cloud9 still can make it work with the big combo available to them.
I will say credit to Blabber. He's only down a couple hundred gold. It doesn't really matter at this point with all of the things that went wrong.
Now immediately C9 going for the engage yet again, but they bungle it. Not really what they were looking for. Thanatos hits the wall. Blabber doesn't get a lot of value out of the paranoia. APA wasn't there for the fight, so Team Liquid's feeling just fine.
They do get the flash of Jose, so, you know, Jose does respond, and APA maybe has an angle here.
Yeah, Jose
Guter Play von C9, actually. Wow.
This time around, C9
Guter
was
Play.
ready for the trap that TL tries to set. The arrow finds Vulcan here with a follow-up, and
Hold.
2 for nothing. Team Liquid starting to shake a little bit.
Warte mal.
Full credit to APA.
Ja, ich sag ja, also der hat letzte Woche auch schon eine gute Annie gespielt. Wartet mal ab.
And he sees the Zen in. He doesn't jump on the play early. He waits. He tells Blabber, calls him over. Really good awareness from APA. There we go, right there on screen. He's watching him come in.
Super.
He knows after the play, I've got a good position. They lie in wait.
Honestly, super gespielt.
Instantly.
Yeah, I mean, Jose thought he was catching Blabber just like he did earlier in the game, but this time APA's behind him. He had no flash because of that earlier Nocturne ult. TL were overconfident walking in there because of those missing ults, and the frustration there on Spawn's face, not happy about how they played that out.
thinking back to the comms earlier, when Jose is saying, what is this idiot doing? The number one thing that I would always want to tell my own teammates in solo queues, pretend that you're stupid. Bait this guy in. And that's exactly what C9 just did. But now here in the bottom lane, Jose Diodo and Core JJ do find the pick that they're looking for. That's AP.
Jetzt Blauer im Blutdruck. Ah, ein gutes Game 1 gespielt. Dieses Game nicht so gut.
Out of the picture, Team Liquid is going to go to Soul Point. That's their third Drake in a row this game. They have controlled every neutral objective except for the Void Grubs. And now C9 is going to have to be able to challenge them at Dragon 4.
Exactly. Despite the fact that C9 has made some really good plays, they've turned a game that looked like it was going to be just an absolute stomp into something that is competitive, but TL are on the precipice of taking Soul here, and it is Hextech Soul with a team that has very...
Das heißt, morgen wird in der nächsten Heat auch mit Level 16 spawnen, oder? Wird 4 Minuten? Ja, das reicht für Level 16. Der wird so OP sein. Flash up.
Sven manages to land that one. Blabber's ready for the follow-up here with the Paranoia.
Wow.
Thanatos right next to him. Blabber's on a killing spree. C9, Sven with the dead shot eye sets it up for the pick on the enemy top laner.
What a snipe, too. I mean, that was with the slice and dice from Morgan there. And able to hit it, that allows the follow-up. Nice little pick for C9. Unfortunately, you're still very worried about Dragon Soul. As you said, Hextech Soul is a really good one.
How likely did you think it was to see the words "Blabber is on a killing spree" after the start of this game?
Yeah, that's...
Because I gave it about a 1% chance after how this one started.
It's a nice turnaround there for the C9 jungler now.
Map ist fein, oder? Honestly. Ich meine, es ist halt Mitte, aber mattert das so sehr.
In gold over Jose.
That is crazy. I mean, he's on the faster 2 items. Of course, Jose's going to have his second item pretty fast and did get the Merc Tread, so there is that. But, you know, Quid got all this early gold, has not really been able to turn it into much of anything besides that initial advantage. He is working in towards that third item. The Roa is stacked, the Seraphs is ready, so he's strong, but hasn't been able to extend that lead any further than it already was.
And that's kind of the problem that we had when we looked back at the draft. What I was saying, how I'm always skeptical of these low-engaged drafts when we see them from LCS teams. Team Liquid's going to need to play the map. Their macro got to be able to set up sieges with Caitlyn, who just ate the arrow, had to spend the cleanse to get out of that one, and then Quid's got to be able to split push, create pressure through that. Meanwhile, Blabber going in for yet another Paranoia. This time the target is going to be Quid.
Schöner Play.
Rise, channeling Thanatos with the decimated.
Wow.
The wall and C9.
Wow.
The full send on both
wow.
Liquid carries. You draft, engage in League of Legends. Write it down, memorize it. That's how the game goes, and Baron is the call for C9.
Dude, that's the sneakiest.
Is that no flash, okay? Yeah.
That was like the sneakiest Scion play I've seen in quite a while.
Sick.
The Q over the wall was actually sick to layer the CC. As Quid had a pretty good flash there, you know, Cloud9 are going to take the Baron.
Die haben es lost, oder?
Play. Huge comeback.
Die haben auch keinen Engage jetzt.
Lead is wiped off the map. Thanatos down here to try and chase once again, but he's already put in the work with the last play. I mean, the engage there from Cloud9, layering it. Quid had just flashed so that the fear would send him actually away into safety there, and still gets caught. Really nice job, Vulcan with...
Also zu wenig Engage, immer noch Kamika als fertig, das kracht so sehr jetzt.
Instead of the Soul being what could slam the game home for TL, it's starting to feel like you might need the Soul to save the game, to try to stay into a good spot here as they go for this hard engage. And they don't see the TP, I think, you know, over the wall here. I guess they did. They actually warded it. They trapped it, but Quid didn't have a good angle because he was getting corralled by Sven on one side, by Noja on the other. Gets double knock up there over the wall and just knocked down by the Encore.
They absolutely saw it because as soon as the teleport was channeling, the Caitlyn trap is placed right.
I mean, die Position ist immer noch okay für die, aber die ist nicht so ganz.
We've got another scuffle. Team Liquid dogpiling in.
Oh.
They're dogpiling onto the Scion. Quid is on the approach here from the side.
Wow, er lebt. Oh mein Gott, und Jose oder Emotional Flash nach vorne. APA One-Shot. Wow, sie haben actually verloren. APA kommt jetzt dann rein. Wow. Wow.
Team fighting is just better. 20 minutes into the game, Quid is on the run. This is crazy.
This is so well played there from C9, dancing in and out of the fight.
Wow, 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 wow. Und der Rocket Bait Third Rise. Mind controlled.
But so much damage blocked by Thanatos, and as he gets low, people step forward and continue playing it out.
So. Ich sehe eine Menge Flashes down bei TL.
He goes up the river. This assassin Annie play basically on the enemy bottom lane. He blows up core and then he pushes Yon out. Let's take another look at it. They started out with the arrow missing, so TL are like, okay, fine, no arrow. Maybe this will be a good opportunity. Jose steps up into Thanatos. They start working through a lot of damage on Thanatos. The front line here getting a lot of work. The trap line in front as well. He has to flash and ult away. Look at the mini.
So ein emotional Flash von Jose.
He goes straight for Cortez and boom, 100-0.
AP spielt ein fantastisches Endgame außerdem. FYI, ein fantastisches Game.
Was doing a lot of work.
Yeah, and Yon is pushed out, and then Quid. Like, Thanatos is just soaking damage here.
It's hard for me to keep going, guys. So if you guys can kill him, it's fine, but...
That was exactly true.
Right.
Yeah, very, very difficult right there. And that was exactly what I was talking about when we first checked in on top lane back at 12 minutes or whatever. Sion versus Renekton, it was even all through the laning phase, and Sion just does so much more later on.
And C9, now feeling like they're in control. They're on the precipice. If they win this game, they will be undefeated here in this best of three. Will be only the third time it has happened in LCS history in the best of three era here. And C9 being able to do it, not only against the top team, but being able to do it in a game like this,
down
would make it that much more impressive.
Blabber up to 5-3-5 now on the Nocturne. Almost the highest individual gold lead in the game after that disastrous start. Kobe, as a fellow jungler, I'm sure you know the emotional roller coaster of a game like this, where you start off just getting your butt beat, and then you bounce back and you just feel like I'm that dude.
Leider bin ich mir sehr sicher, dass die CMS reinkommen.
And good comms and good mental flowers.
Yep. PMA, positive mental attitude.
Exactly, that is the key here. Yeah, you didn't get to do a lot early, but stay focused on your win conditions here. And honestly, yeah, APA, good comms, and also...
Meine Regular, wenn Lion gewinnt, ja. Wenn Lion morgen gewinnt, sind die Second Place Regular Split, ja.
When we're looking 3 minutes into the future towards the Dragon Soul, it doesn't seem like TL...
Nee, warte mal.
Early arrival, dream...
Die sind so oder so, oder? Ich glaube, die sind so oder so Zweiter. Wenn jetzt hier Team Liquid 0-2 verliert, dann sind die so oder so Zweiter. Ich glaube, dann ist schon locked. Ich glaube, die haben fast den gleichen Gamescore. Aber die haben Head-to-Head dann. Also müsste Lion zweiter Platz sein.
Very far away for Yon, right? He hasn't even gotten a component yet for that thing. So getting through the Sion is going to be difficult. Yes, he is still strong, but Zen is actually ahead in gold and has the LDR. So the front line going to be dying a lot faster, it feels like. But man, I just can't say enough about APA in this game. His team gets so far behind early. He's attempting multiple roams, finds some good plays up in top lane, putting Morgan behind, finds that flank onto Jose. That was huge. Then in this fight, finds another great angle with the help of that Paranoia, gets in on core, one-shots him, pushes Yon out. APA is playing a fantastic Annie game.
And especially considering I feel like in recent times, I've been pretty critical of LCS Annies. I feel like a lot of times, I'm serious, I'm being...
Ja, aber APA hat wie gesagt, APA hat letzte Woche ein sehr, sehr gutes Endgame schon gehabt.
...that we see from our mid laners aren't up to the level that you would hope for, but APA, I agree, Isaac, having an absolutely phenomenal game here so far. But going back to the other side, because the story has been C9 so far, hold on, we got a team fight. Relmore bin Morgan here in the front line, but he takes a ton of...
Vulcan lebt. Sven tot, aber APA lebt noch und schaut Backline Thanatos ist zu OP. Ja, schaut euch den Sion an. Mr. Balanced.
Separated from
ja.
carry, and Yon's gonna get run down. Decimating smash buries him alive as Jose Diodo now fully on the run. Blabber with the flash ready to follow, so Jose can't take the Hex Gate. He'll escape the unfathomable horror. But the horrors are still there for Team Liquid.
Nash, oder?
Thought they had their moment. They chose that fight. And C9 got a 3-for-1. It's about to be 4 with a desync jungle death timer, and Baron is live on the map.
Das ist eine gute Ulti.
Yes, he gets the knock away with the ulti. Okay, he'll stay alive. But C9 with a 4v2 on the map for now, and Sven's about to respawn.
Sven hat Flash ab für den nächsten Fight auch. Hat er jetzt gerade auch schon ab? Hat er gerade Flash? Wenn ja, ist er reported, of course. Wenn ja, ist er natürlich reported.
Yeah, and this is a realm war play. They're going very aggressive, but Jose's not there with him, and Quid is
Kein Flash abgehabt, okay.
realm war bin, which just seems so dangerous.
Fein, er hatte kein Flash.
Jose was there, I think it could have
Jetzt ist viel mehr Playable für ihn.
Look at Yon on the side. What can he do to Thanatos?
Ja, er kann nichts machen. Also, Thanatos ist zu OP. Auch 4 Level ahead. Schaut ihn euch an. Balanced. Ja, ja. Front to back ist unlosable für Cena, denke ich.
Okay, we're not going to see it, but as little cheers there, a little celebration.
So when
Cheers, mate.
Likewise coaches did it and they hand shook early, the celebration didn't work out. But this one is at
This one though, it was so interesting because as Blabber was chasing Jose, Blabber was trying to spell shield the knockup.
So, wir gehen jetzt nicht den Drake Apes. Aber damit Head Coach nicht Nero. Dom ist Assistant Strategic Coach.
So, was pretty big.
So what I was going to say before the fight happened is we've been talking about
Ist C9 Red Bull sponsored? Sie waren sehr lange, sind sie immer noch? Sie waren sehr lange Red Bull sponsored.
You worded it earlier, Isaac. The way that you stabilize, the way that you prevent this comeback from materializing is securing the Dragon Soul. But the Dragon right now is staring at 2 people.
Nee?
And both
Okay.
are wearing Cloud9 jerseys, so that's another shot at the Soul not going to TL. That's C9 securing yet another.
Ja, ja, also ganz doll E-Sports ist Red Bull sponsored, das stimmt, aber...
For TL, because if you go there with no LDR, with no flash on Yon, I
Warte,
think Yon
ist LCK, warte, gibt es eine LCK Red Bull Powerplay?
Now we got another fight. Jose the Odo trying to get away and
Also in China nicht.
does not hit the target.
Gibt es eine LCK Red Bull Powerplay?
Couple of stabs, but he's just fine. Team Liquid forced back yet again.
Man,
Weiß ich gar nicht.
I can already see it. The congratulations on an undefeated regular season Cloud9 post, where you have the GIF of the
Aber denken wir erfolgreich seine Coaching starten, aber das hat er im Interview mit mir gesagt.
top
Yeah,
post here.
that's got to become a new one.
Yeah,
That's
it's all
Actually, also ich habe ihn gefragt, er meinte halt so, ja, für ihn ist es so, also er wollte das halt machen. Also er verliert eine Menge Geld
undefeated.
dadurch, aber er will das halt machen.
They can. Baron gonna get started off. TL, the last hope is we make some epic plays around some epic
Ja, Jose hat kein Flash, right?
They do it.
SEK hat Red Bull Powerplay? Oh, really?
Now, but the Baron is already down to 6,000 HP. Jose the Odo jumps in, but he jumps in on Thanatos. And I feel like this is just a broken record at this point. Every single game, Renekton versus Sion, feels like it eventually becomes this.
And now, well, they got the teleport. That's
Neue Sorte schon probiert, kann die was? Ich finde die krank, ich habe noch 2 übrig hier, ja.
As soon as they see the
Ich finde die richtig lecker.
They cut it off, and so extra
Genau mein
now
Geschmack.
earned here by C9 with their setup, and nobody in danger. You can just kind of repeat the process.
Yeah, this is well played. I mean, it's the same thing they were doing last game, just forcing out those TPs constantly. And
Welche ist die neue?
right back to it. And they are
Sudachi Lime oder Sudashi Lime?
Thanatos, I think.
Summer Edition.
Jose's coming over. Maybe you can
Das ist nicht im Kühlschrank, ich trinke die auch heute nicht.
We'll see if they can get in and find an angle.
Sehr gut, Wasser hat kein Flash. Solid, was? Wow. Wow, well played. Zero. Zero. Natürlich. Da seht ihr den Ring da oben. Zero. Natürlich.
Still laughing here too. They're able to take the epic objective. They've got almost, well, 2 minutes and 48 seconds here left until the next timer for Dragon Soul that they're going to have to defend. They're
Lebt der Top-Lane sind balanced.
really confident in that one with all of the extra gold that they've got.
Was meint mein Jungle in den Teddybear, weil das nur 40 Damage macht, seit ich es genockt haben an Pets. Pets und Boxen und so weiter. Beschreib mal Geschmack, lecker. Also Limettengeschmack, keine Ahnung. Kannst du schwer erklären. Geschmäcker sind zum Glück verschieden, ja. Yep. Ich habe manche Leute, die sagen, es ist zu bitter, aber ich finde das... Peak.
Baron, as you can see, APA is currently bottom side with the split push going for themselves, and they can do this because you have a Nocturne on your team who can just hover in the jungle between and ensure that the 2 lines of siege will be able to find success. Arrow going wild,
Bottom Wave ist so far.
even if they hit that, it would just be a cleanse trade.
Die schmeckt wie eine Magnesium-Tablette.
That does have to be a bit careful though, you know. While C9 is in a great spot,
Ja,
Sven is
das
getting
weiß ich jetzt nicht, wie die schmecken, aber ey.
There's a rocket
Wenn Freundin Panade sagt, dann...
Okay, but they decide to engage there with Thanatos as Jose the Odo loses
Oh Gott.
100% of his HP. Blabber flies
Oh Gott, du Ape.
on there. Blabber knocked out of his guardian.
Alright, Thanatos. GG.
Still barely staying alive. And
GG, easy.
sacrifice pays off. The full send from the Nocturne underneath
Sehr gut.
the free turret is exactly what the doctor ordered. Morgan's got to make his way
Ich bin zufrieden heute.
him and Core JJ
Größtenteils. Also Early Game hier kann man drüber streiten, aber ansonsten bin ich tatsächlich zufrieden. Sind Locked Erster jetzt? Ja. Yep, sind Locked Erster. 7-0. Okay. Ich bin zufrieden. Passt. GG. Jetzt nicht den Playoffs choken.